Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Let's Just Talk About It. But today we are talking about. Didn't I tell you about Talarico? Now, you've been watching a few of these episodes and you have heard that me say that I just have a hard time trusting another white man, it's not another white Christian man. And then I wake up this morning and I'm never up in the morning, but here I am at 9 a.m. on live talking to you guys because, they say protect Black women and, somebody's got to do it. And I think we do that collectively. So I just want to shout out to everybody for being here. But I think this is something we very much so just need to address and talk about it and see what your thoughts are on it. And obviously, you're going to hear my thoughts on it. And that's why I was thinking, you know what? This is probably why Jasmine cannot come to my live because I would say I'm overly biased, but I am a little biased, right? But I really am just laying out all the facts, and the facts don't look good. The plays don't look good. The way you acting out here, like it's giving very much white woman tears, and it's very dangerous, and I don't like it. All right, so hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, keep tapping the screen. Let's get up to I don't know a million, bitch. But we are in this thing, and we're gonna just kind of go through some of the things that I've seen, get your thoughts about it, and yeah, we're gonna take it from there. Son, welcome in, man. What you was about to say? Can't believe him.
I'm just like, I had to make sure I wasn't in an alternate dimension real. I said, wait a minute, it's 10:20. I'm not even really, what is this?
I'm still trying to figure it out. Sometimes I gotta get up
Okay.
before my body figures out what the fuck is going on.
No, I understand that. But also, yeah, you wake it up because I'm hearing and seeing things
Mm-hmm.
where I'm like, what is going on in Texas?
Mm-hmm.
What is happening? Because you didn't seem to do too well in the debate, sir, from what I saw. And then on top of that, there are things coming out about it where people are like, well, I really don't know who he is. Okay, now all of a sudden, people don't really know who you are. So, when you have to do that introduction,
Mm-hmm.
not now that son is here today, will be like, oh, okay, baby. All right.
That's a good
All
thing.
right. Uh-huh. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna miss Sunkiss when they gone.
Don't leave me, baby.
I'm not leaving, y'all promise. But it's like, what is really going on? Let's shake the table because
Mm-hmm.
it's really interesting where all these stipulations y'all put on her seems to have been projection for what y'all weren't willing to put on him
Mm-hmm.
and hold him accountable for. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not in Texas. I know some people feel some kind of way when you talk about local politics and you're not in the locality of those politics. I understand that. So, but at the same time, I'm just saying,
Yeah, get it.
if it walked like a duck,
Talk like a duck.
talk like a duck, and quack like a duck. Right. Okay. Cool beans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got on that. I'm gonna land my plane.
Michelle, welcome in. What are your thoughts before I even get to? Because I'm gonna just kind of go through a couple of videos that I came across. Some of them long. We can stop in between and like talk about it. But what are your thoughts this morning? And what has you up?
Girl, when I tell you I am not a morning person, okay?
Me neither. Me neither. I
saw
don't even
those
remember
mess.
time I've been up like this. Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Girl. No, I saw this mess and I literally have a splitting headache. I'm just like, it has not even been 12 hours. It was not even an hour. And after we got off the live last night and Sajida posted this really nice video of the picture of Jasmine Crockett, visiting Liam or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our mutuals, okay, black male, commented talking about, I'm sorry, I still love you, but she's not gonna win because of her stance on Palestine. When I tell you I went the F off, Jeff, and mind you, this is a mutual.
What?
I said, yes, yeah, I forwarded that shit to Sash. Like, look at this, and she was shocked. Like, I cannot believe. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not dragging mess because I truly, this is unusual. This is a friend, but I was like, you have got to stop this.
Yeah.
I can promise you, and Texas, I'm not trying, and I am pro Pally all day long. Listen, you got to stop this. you have got to stop this.
Yeah.
And then to wake up and then look, and so we went through that last night,
Mhm.
okay? And then to wake up this morning and Sausage messaged me again. She's like, "You see this mess?" I'm like, and then Erica, Black Girls Who Brunch, she kind of broke it too. I was like, "You have got to be kidding me!" Listen, I'm gonna
Mhm.
just say this. I'm gonna just say this for
'Cause
anybody
that's
who
what I
hasn't
saw
read
last night too. Black Girls Who
Yeah,
Brunch. Uh-huh.
Black Girls Who Brunch and Courtney Couture. And when they were talking about it, and when you read the message, it's like, and I commented on somebody this morning in a chat, and they were like, "Well, you know, she did say something," and I said, "Wait, hold on a second. So just put, she wants to win. Are we? Where are we, Jasmine?
Mhm.
What dimension are we in? She wants to win. So if she says the truth that he broke decorum, and that's the truth, how is that an attack? See, that's what I'm saying. That whole strategy,
Mhm.
Jeff, is his strategy saying any kind of contradiction when she points out the difference between the two, it's going to be looked at as a black woman attacking poor little James Talarico.
Mhm.
This is some mess.
But that's it
Mhm.
too, and it's also because Michelle, you're not wrong.
Mhm.
Because Erica, Black Girls who Lunch, and Courtney, so they have been on top of this since before either candidate even really announced. Like they have been doing the heavy lifting along with other Texas to make sure that the information is out there, so Texas can make the best informed. Because again, Texas is blue; it's just gerrymandered to hell, and people don't vote. We know that to be true at this point.
Mhm.
Like it is because ain't no way you have one of the second largest black populace in America and shit ain't turning over is
Mhm.
wild to me. And I'm specifically speaking of Harris County, Texas, to be clear.
Yeah. Because that's the one we need to get out.
Because I was on the phone with my brother because he's in Texas, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know." He goes, "See, my lord," see, you smart because I didn't know none of that. I said, "That's why I'm on the phone with you now because you need to know that this is
Mhm.
going on. You need to be tapped in. Like you need to get up out there. This
Yeah.
isn't a joke." Right, Texas been for over 30. Right, we like, and it doesn't make any sense. Y'all have a senator who doesn't do anything for y'all. Every time a storm comes, y'all grid go down. Ted Cruz is in Cancun.
Mhm. He out.
Glenn Case, don't you traumatize me, girl. Don't you
I'm
listen, don't
I'm just
traumatize me.
saying. I'm just saying.
He was just on a flight.
Because he was just on a
Just
plane.
on a plane. Ooh, don't trigger me
When
this
he
morning.
leave, I said, "Oh, it's about to get bad out
Yeah,
here."
it's about to get bad, bitch. It's about to, oh shit. Because that's what it is. He don't even stay in the state.
Mhm.
But then want to say, well, every January, well, you know, check my every January. Yeah, we know. Raphael, go on ahead and go where you gonna go to, sir. Either which way. The other piece of this too is that people keep saying they don't want to, that they want the Democratic Party to shift. They want to do that. Okay, so when somebody speaks truth to power, why all of a sudden are people clutching their pearls?
Mhm.
Why all of a sudden are people clutching pearls when Jasmine's out here trying to help shift the trajectory of the party by telling the truth, by openly saying, well, this actually is what happened. Oh, well, no. Don't say that too loud. Why? Is it because he's white?
And that's what it is. I'm gonna come across a video that I have at, I think I want to town meeting or something, and I'm a bunch of white people. And really the reason y'all think he can win is because you know Texas is racist. That's why you think he can win. That's why y'all want to win. Because you know he's raised like anybody that is like, like, oh no, she can't. No, first of all, don't put that on her because you can't. But y'all know Texas is racist, but at the end of the day, it's the minority is the majority. And if we all come out and vote, not even just trying to change minds, but we come out and vote like we're supposed to, we can make things happen. And you always say that they don't listen to what I want, they don't capitulate to me, they don't make laws about my needs because you don't come out and vote.
Because you don't come out and vote. Also, and I'm
Mhm.
also really like, this is the piece of this that is frying me, that has fried me throughout this entire. And Jess, you and I have talked about this.
Mhm.
I really genuinely, truly believe, and I would love to know what the other people in down there in the chat as well, what you all think about this as well too, because this is important. Outside of there is a deep political laziness that is running rampant through this country, through the United States of America, where it is, well, the candidate has to court me. If the candidate doesn't show up in the way that I want, then I really don't care. one, understanding that that is your right as an American citizen, and that's how you exercise your right to vote. But also, two, if we all keep looking around and seeing that this shit is horrible, that we don't like what's going on, at what point do you say, well, damn, maybe I need to figure out what is happening and taking place instead of asking them to capitulate to me? Maybe I need to do some research and do some work and actually figure out, hey, maybe they're not saying everything I want them to say, but are they saying enough that makes sense and aligns with me morally, politically, for where I'm going, for where I would like to see the country to go, instead of saying, well, it's got to be all or nothing, because all or nothing is getting us shit and fuck all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll lay my plane there.
Good morning,
Hey, Jess.
Emperor. Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
People, Denise in the chat was asking for the Cliff Note versions. Do you have that statement pulled up that his campaign?
Which one? The one about saying that they're occurring?
The leaked attack ads.
Okay,
yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Shit, I hate when
let's read that for the people so y'all can hear what kind of mess they released last night.
And I'm ready to talk about.
This is one about James Talarico lying. This is another one that there's so.
Hi. All right, friends. Let's talk about All right, friends. I really was undecided when it comes to our Senate race.
Okay. It's a kind of like a long video. I might skip it. Let me see. Somebody else.
I'm voting for Jasmine Crockett for Senate here in Texas.
You just have,
and I decided
you
that
just
before.
have the statement?
No, I don't.
You just have the.
So if you have it, you.
Oh,
can.
you don't. Okay, let me find it. Yeah. Okay.
In the meantime, I think I see my favorite Haitian in here. Hey, boo, how you doing? Thank you for the love. Emperor, Queen Emperor is in the building. How you doing, Queen? Let me see. Y'all drop some crowns in the chat for Emperor Kimmy. So thank y'all so much, Taylor. Thank y'all so much for the love. Drop some crowns in the chat for yourself as well. Keep tapping. Let's go and get up to 100K. I'm voting for. So yeah, if you send it to me. And let me know how you sending it. Is it Discord? Is it this? But because they making 9-minute videos, y'all.
I saw the press release from James Talarico that pissed me clean off. He released his press
there
release.
There it is. Hold on. There it is. At least she just played it. Yeah, hold on. It's gonna update here in a second. Oh, y'all, thank y'all for showing my. And then I'm gonna come to you, Miss Lovelace, here in a second afterwards. Right. So on the official statement, say. This morning, let's just hear her what she got to say. She probably gonna read it
yesterday. So pause to read this real quick.
All right, let's pause to read it real quick. Official statement from James Talarico on Crockett's leaked negative attack plans. This morning, Punchbowl News reported that on a private call with billionaire mega donor Jasmine Crockett's team, outlined plans to release negative attack ads on fellow Democrat James Talarico. In response, James Talarico released the following statement. Throughout this campaign, I have called Congresswoman Crockett a colleague and a friend. I've said this primary should be a positive race focused on our track records and our experience. Texas Democrats should not spend precious time and money attacking each other when we face the Herculean task of flipping the seat in November. But if the Congresswoman plans to attack me, I will defend my record defeating, I can't see what it say down there, extremism and delivering for working people. Not the victim of girl. It's giving white woman tears, ain't it, Emperor? It's giving very much white woman tears.
Now, there's a lot of reasons why this pissed me off, okay? But I'm going to go into a few key ones. And then I'm going to talk to you about the reasons unrelated to James Talarico.
Blue Kitchen. If I'm up, not only if I'm up, I'm out the bed, brush my teeth, wash my face, did all my routine, and sitting at this desk. It got to be something. Here we go.
I'm going to vote for Jasmine Crockett because there are some very legitimate ones that I want to share with you all.
Now he went
this press
Karen
release
on us.
And the statement from James and his campaign was prompted by a leaked video that was released by this very small news outlet where there was a donor call for Jasmine Crockett. And during that call, they were talking about the vetting by voters of both candidates. Now, we all know, I feel like no matter who you talk to, you could probably say that Jasmine's been very much scrutinized since she announced that she was running for Senate. That is something that they were speaking to in this call and saying that they wanted to have equal vetting of her opponent, that being James Talarico. They also said that this would be paired with a robust communication strategy or campaign or something along those lines, right? But the key thing is, I'm not being super precise with my language because I have to go back and look at it. But the main thing to take away here is that they didn't say negative ads. They didn't say attack ads or anything like that. Now, I can see how, if you listen to that video, you could come to that conclusion. So that is not actually where my gripe is with this. It's a lot bigger than that. This statement and press release was messy, reckless, unproductive, opportunistic, and a pivot from the approach that this campaign and James has claimed to have up until this point of focusing on the actual experiences and records of both of them as candidates. By releasing this press release and sending that donation email, he quite literally is bringing attention to something that hasn't even happened yet. At best, this would be a situation where you pay attention and you look out for whatever is coming from Jasmine Crockett's campaign. This is a, hey, let's monitor this and let's see what happens with this, and we'll respond accordingly, because you should not be proactively trying to make this race messy. You should not be doing that, because that is what I care about most. You want to know why? Because I care about this state more than I care about one individual candidate. Why would you jump at the opportunity to make this race messy?
Hey, Mark.
Why would you do that?
Jump.
Because when you have supporters.
Okay, and I just want to say real quick, when I talk about your back being pushed to the wall, you're going to flip. You can't handle pressure. You're not ready for Congress because you can't handle pressure. You heard something. You already jumped out there. I don't know who the fuck is on your team, but you heard something and you already jumped out there, right? That is the
and that's it.
Yeah, you wait. If we're gonna,
and that's it, because if this was leaked, if this had not even made it into the apparatus of the American people, one, why are you concerned about it? Two, if the goal was to keep this, if the goal was to keep this in a place and space of we are colleagues, we are running, whoever will win, you could have easily released a statement that said, while I understand that this was leaked, that I understand this is leaked, this has no bearing on how I myself or how Representative Crockett are running our campaigns. We are still in the form of that we are two colleagues, two friends who are running in this race together. And whether this is true or not still has no bearing on how I view her or how I hope she may view me as well. And we would have kept it pushing. That's the piece of this. That's the piece of this. If you're committed to what is taking place, I know, boo. If you're committed to what's taking place, why are you giving air to something that has not directly affected you in this moment?
Because it could never happen. Lovelace.
Would you prefer that he wait to get?
It's not your turn. Thank you so much. Lovelace, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
I wanted to. So I might anger some people. I'm a Talarico supporter, but I'm a soft. Like, I'm not like super strong about it. It's mostly because I'm in like a light pink district in Texas, and just from his start where he flipped an area that was red blue. I'm like, well, my idea and some of the stuff that he's done in terms of the media has been like really easy to like reach people that are more apolitical or people that are more centrist, which is like how I would flip my area, right? But so I just wanted to say, like, I just really am hoping it doesn't go negative. I just hope for folks outside of Texas to please keep in mind that we have the option of, it looks like it's probably going to be Ken Paxton, and he is like the son of Satan. He is an evil man. And so
Which means, and when it comes to the primaries, no matter who you're voting blue, regardless if it's Jasmine or him, when it comes to November, you're still voting for.
Yeah, both of them are worlds better. And so, but I'm just a little bit worried about us getting really negative about Talarico, I was defending like I said, I'm like a soft Talarico. I was defending Crockett when the blue state people were trying to throw her under the bus, because that made me mad too. So please don't misunderstand me when I say that. I'm not like sometimes I'm feeling conflicted about. My main thing is I'm just nervous about, like, I'm trying to find somebody that would help my area flip blue. I need my area to flip blue. You know what I mean? And so I'm still kind of hoping to maybe see something that would potentially be like a centrist outreach from her. I don't know if that's crazy wishful thinking, but I do really like her. I don't feel that great about it, but
are there a lot of racists in your area? Because we in Texas. We in Texas.
Well, that's the thing. So, like, in my area, we've had a few Black women win races by flipping conservatives. It just takes some, they had to like court them a little bit, right? And that's the part. Jasmine that's not her brand, and that's the part I'm a little bit nervous about. It's not her race though. It's the little bit of, and it's tricky for her though, because like part of the reason everybody loves her is she's a fighter, and that makes it really hard to appeal to centrists sometimes. You know what I mean? So I'm not a strategist. I don't know what it would look like, but that's my main worry. But I do love her. I do, I just hope that in the conversations we keep in mind that alternative is is a horrible alternatives, and so I'm trying to just stay positive, and I am still kind of torn about it.
Yeah, I do think though, and because we talk about this in our conversations, we know what the risk is. Regardless of what happens, it's blue no matter who. And if we are up against a Ken Paxton, and even the polls say that she has the best chance of beating Ken Paxton, we could be all in our feelings, and we could, some people come over and like, oh, he's in my city. He's done this at my school. I love him. And you could love him and you could vote for him, but then what's the point if you know he can't beat a Ken Paxton? You could be all up in your feels and still put the country at risk, right? If the polls are saying that he wouldn't beat him.
Yeah.
They said says that she has the better chance of being able to beat him. And at the end of the day, we're trying to flip the whole entire seat, because we got to keep the bigger picture in mind, for real.
No, I'm definitely, no matter what, I'm gonna back whoever wins. The negatives, I worry, there's so much overlap. There's so many Texans that love both of them a lot and are really struggling to. Now I know some people are picking their lean, but it's just, when you go negative, it's not like, it may flip and maybe like do the opposite. Part of the reason I was working so hard to protect her, one, I do really love her, but also it's like, I know if Talarico gets associated with, being negative towards her, like, he has no chance of ever winning. I know that's a problem.
Which is what it looks like is happening. She haven't said anything. When they said, she said anything. She just said
right. That's what's happening.
Right.
Yeah. I just want to say, is it Ada?
Yeah.
Hey, so listen, I really, as a Texan, we got to get out of this mindset. Listen, it's a choice. It's a strategy that he's choosing. I would argue it's a failed one. That the only way that you can turn Texas blue is by flipping MAGA supporters. That's just not true.
Well, no.
We have more registered Democrats. We don't have a flipping problem. We have a voter turnout problem.
I do know.
Even if we don't go after moderates, and this is not directed towards you, because I'm with you. I've struggled kind of, well, at least in the beginning, definitely not now after seeing what his campaign has pulled last night. I hear a lot of people saying that, like, oh, Texas has been red since the 80s. We've got to go after more MAGA people and get them to come to our side. If we could just get the registered Democrats to actually turn out and vote, specifically in Harris County, she would win, period.
There's one thing I want to chime in on that. I'm a data person, and Texas does not have good registered data. So we don't know party affiliation. So the party affiliation we know is based on model data, which is like prone to error. And that's the part that worries me the most about this theory of turnout. Is it's like we've had like 30 years of being red, and the theory is that we're actually more blue than we know, but also, it could just be that our model data is bad, and we're more like, does it make sense that we just don't have horrible turnout, or does it make sense potentially that we just don't have good data? And the other problem is that the Republicans are going to throw us the super long lines and the you can't bring water, and they're going to be purging the rolls. They're going to pull all that
That's
stuff.
called voter suppression, though,
I know, but they're going to do
That's
it. They have power to. It's just,
right.
I'm sorry.
So no, don't apologize. I'm so glad that you came up. Listen, okay, so if I hear you on the model data, the data, I understand that. I understand that stuff can be manipulated, but here's the thing. Why are they dumping millions of dollars specifically in Harris County for voter suppression if we don't have the numbers? Why did they work so hard in 2024 in Southern Texas to literally arrest an elderly Latino grandmother who was just trying to get her members in her senior center registered to vote? So I got to push back. I think that's actually part of the propaganda machine, right? The polls are wrong. The data are models. And I'm not saying this towards you. I've heard this for forever. For literally forever. All I'm going to say is, if it wasn't that, why are they working so hard to make it so hard to vote in Texas? That's all I'm going to say.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I'm sorry.
No, I got you. I'm going to come right back to you. The Truth Hurts. Welcome in. How are you?
I'm good.
Do you know who Dayton is?
Do I know who Dayton?
Yeah.
Dayton?
Yeah.
Like Dayton, Ohio?
Like Dayton
in the
chat. Dayton in the chat. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know nobody personally.
We do not care.
Okay, don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Truth, you must have been really acting up in the motherfucking chat.
He was.
When somebody drop you before you even get a chance to speak. So if you guys were already sick of Truth from the chat, please add Dayton and say thank you, Dayton. Tell him Dayton said it. Dayton said it. All right, Truth. He has paid 50 to drop you. If you want to come back, it's gonna be 100, and that's how we keep him off the. That's how we keep him off the panel with the bullshit. Okay. There's a certain demographic. If Nichelle, is there Nichelle? I just want to say if Nichelle come back up.
Excuse you, request white man. Ain't nobody scared of you.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody scared of you, beloved.
Next, you'll be muted, so calm down.
Right. You are a guest here.
Are we seeing what they obviously seen what you had to say in the chat already, and they didn't like it. Okay, now I'm gonna bring in Angel, and then I'm gonna go back to you, Ada, if you have something to say, and then not, we'll continue to play the video. And you guys, mods, if you see Nichelle in the request, please let her back up. I don't know if she said she had to drop or not, but just in case. All right, reset gift code. Thank you so much. Angel, welcome in. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so glad this has come out to light. We're gonna get more voters this way. So I'm really glad. I saw this from the beginning, and you know, he is what he is.
No, she wants back up. Let me. Somebody. She said she sent her invite. I don't even see her in the thing to invite. But yeah, thank you for sending invites. Send her an invite, or if you see her in the thing, please let her up. I don't even know what. I don't know what happened. And Ada, do you have anything else you want to add at this moment? And you're welcome to stay here now. And what we've been, just so you know, what we've been doing is breaking down the debate over the last few days. And I was scheduled to do that at 4, so we can keep going down the questions and kind of, unpacking each one. So you're welcome also to, of course, to come back at 4 too. But you're welcome to stay up on the panel because you're in Texas. I'm prioritizing people who are in Texas as well for the thing. So, and then of course, my son and my Saji, if they come up in there. Yeah.
Well, I just the one thing it's not that I like for us to shift Texas blue. I mean, I'm working at it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like going door to door. I want to shift Texas blue. I'm going to keep trying. We're going to do this, right? Yes. But at least in my mind, I'm like, I want every kind of potential voter. I want us to work at every single one of them. I don't want us to leave anybody on the table.
Yeah,
because we we need everybody. I'm not saying we should spend all our money trying to get hardcore Republicans. Of course, that's silly. You know, I'm not saying that, but there is like the one thing I've been really wanting to see. I'm just going to say it. I want to see like her do some independent media that's not like the super blue media, right? Like, I know she can do MSNBC, and I know she can do some of these, like, you know, these like Dem platforms, but
with no makeup on and just talk to the people.
Well, not even live stream, but you know, okay, it doesn't like. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be Joe Rogan, right? Doesn't have to be, but somebody who's a little bit apolitical like him. He's not really apolitical, but you get what I mean.
Because he's like, definitely right wing.
He's like, yeah, he's kind of like, you know, or it's just kind of like in spots where she could maybe reach some people. Because I know Democrats love her, right? I know we do, but can we get the turn? My one thing is, can we get the turnout high enough? I love the idea of us doing that. That would be fantastic if we do. I'm going to be so happy. But I also am like, I'm kind of greedy. I'm going to work everybody I can to shift. And I just, strategy wise, I just wish we'd have some chances from her that weren't like, I can't send somebody an MSNBC clip of her, but I can send a clip of, and I mean, I hate to say, I know we don't like, I mean, not we, I don't know how you feel about it. I'm assuming we don't like Joe Rogan, right? But Joe Rogan's kind of somebody that's easy to send over to somebody that's on that end, right? It's like an intro. And that's the,
Is that where Talarico went? He went on Joe Rogan?
Talarico went on Joe Rogan. He also went on, what's it called? Jubilee, and did the debate with the people. So he's reaching people through these like non-heavy Democrat platforms. And that's like more of the thing that I'm like hoping to see. But I mean, you know, no matter what, if she wins the primary, I'm going to vote for her. And there's a chance. I sometimes feel conflicted. I saw her with that little boy Liam, and that's breaking my heart. And I was like, oh, am I really gonna not vote for her? I don't know. You know, I feel torn up about it.
Why? What makes you think that James Talarico would be better for the position right now in this climate with this administration?
I mean, I think in terms of the position, I don't know that I would put one above the other. I think they have. I mean,
when you go to make a decision, you have to choose one or the other. And what is that thing that puts you over the edge to choose him?
It's the stuff I'm talking about. It's that alt media where I know I can send stuff to apolitical or non-political, and I can send stuff to Christians and stuff like that, you know, where I can pull these clips where somebody's not going to look and go, oh my God, you're sending me MSNBC. Why are you, you know, from those type. And then I let the you know, there's a lot of grassroots stuff. Now I know she's doing grassroots stuff, but I haven't had as many, you know, I'm in a light red area. She's not really even attempting to swing our areas, right? She's focused in on, you know, the metropolitan areas. And so, you know, it's like, if I want my area to turn blue, who do I want at the top? I want somebody at the top of the ticket that's like working the light red area. You know what I'm saying? Like, just working the light red areas, trying to shift places blue. It just seems like it makes sense. But I do really like her. But it's more strategy. It's just who I think can win.
You think Talarico can beat Ken Paxton?
I think it's going to take a miracle for either of them to win. But yeah, I do think there can be a carve out. There's a lot of Christians in Texas that are starting to get uncomfortable. And I do think we could carve out and do some, I mean, I know some mixed ballot people. I know some people that I can get to like vote blue on occasion. And he's the kind of guy I could get them to change. I could get them to do like a mixed ballot where it's like a purple ballot. And then I can't convince them. I couldn't convince them to
vote white, but you can't convince them to vote black.
Well, I don't even think it's a race
I just feel like, Ada, I feel like you're kind of, I'm so sorry. I feel like you're kind of tiptoeing around this. I'm sorry. And truth hurts. So help me God.
Realistic, you know, because that's how you're able to make shit happen. You can't change. Well, but we don't want to be honest about.
I do think.
Yeah, but you made a statement. Though. Yeah, but Ada, you made a statement, and you were like, "Oh, I saw her with Leo, and how could I not vote?" Like, listen, you're tiptoeing around it, and a lot of people are talking about it. There's an idiot in the chat that's trying to say that she's ghetto, she's not intelligent. It's the replay of 2024 in a different font in many ways.
I don't think it's 2024 in a different font. I don't like us. I don't know.
It's 1000% that.
Well, 2024 was Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris,
and
right?
a black woman.
Yes.
So that's your blind spot, right? That's your blind spot. So as black women, we are clocking it 1000%.
Okay.
1000%.
I just want to say though,
you don't see that.
In my area, a black woman has won, and she won by getting
what? What did she win?
She won the whatchamacallit, the school board.
Okay, that's not Senate.
No, it's not Senate, but I know that she reached across. There's the part that okay. I mean, I feel like if I argue this too hard, it's going to be rude, so I don't want to.
Well, I don't even necessarily know if it's a matter of rude. I think, and this is just kind of the piece that I think is trying to be said overall, is that while we as Black people, we as a conglomerate notice, and I want to be really clear about these words to you because we can't pussyfoot around this, for lack of a better term. I'm sorry, I didn't have a better term off my brain right now. There is a thing that's taking place across this country, and we're all recognizing it. And the thing is now is that we are all calling it out because for many of us, we didn't have to be here. This was a collective choice by what many feel to be people who could not see past the nose on their face because they thought a white man would uphold their moral value center better than a Black woman. And that is not truth, and that is not the case. Now, you said that you have seen Black women win in your district, and I'm going to say a statement to you. Your district is not the norm. It is the outlier in that situation. It's great that those Black women won, but like you said, they won for school board. So that's great, but that does not equate to the Senate. My question is, at this point going forward, are you willing to trust James Talarico, who does not have Senate experience? And if you are, my follow-up question to you then is, why are you not willing to trust the Black woman who has been in Congress and who can move to the Senate and knows how it operates? Because James Talarico doesn't have that. So if you're willing to give him a chance with no experience, why are you not willing to give the Black woman who has the experience the chance to actually do the thing?
Just to be clear, I will vote for whoever wins the primary is going to get not only my vote, my volunteer hours. I will be working to get them elected. So Jasmine Crockett wins. I absolutely think she can do the job. I mean, there's no doubt.
And I'm not dogpiling on you, Ada. Again,
I
yeah, 1000%. Because I really don't want you to feel like you're being dogpiled at all. Because, listen, as Jess has said, we as a Texan, you know what it is, right? Like I'm a Black woman in Texas. I'm not naive, right? I knew the uphill battle that she was fighting, and you are just expressing what a lot of other voters may be feeling about that. So I don't want you to take like our passion or anything as dogpile, because it's not that. And I'm with you that if for some reason Jasmine Crockett does not win, I will be voting for James Talarico. And from the very beginning, literally from the very beginning, when people, I live in Central Texas, so I was a little bit more familiar with James Talarico. But I said, hey, I like him. Let's see what he's talking about. He's running for Senate. This is great. Definitely don't want John Cornyn or Ken Paxton. So I don't want you. I just want you to know that we're like not dogpiling on you. Just kind of pressing a little bit, because again, when you go back and speak to your community or where you got your influence, because I'm phone banking too, but I just want us to get away from this whole idea that the strategy has to be that we're flipping either center right, or MAGA. If we could just get people to get out and vote, that is the number one issue that we have in Texas. Our voter turnout is terrible. So that's what I would push back on that.
Yeah, that's the part I was really excited about before she jumped in the race. I was really excited about Talarico, because I saw like progressive Democrats and centrist Democrats excited, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to. And then I have felt more conflicted since she has jumped in. I do think I want to say just one thing. I'll jump down, but I just want to say one thing. I do think she has an opportunity. Okay. Well, I have to get to work,
Okay,
right? I do think. Okay. Well, I do think there's opportunity being left on the table when there's just it's. I get the feedback about she's a Black woman. Why don't we just say the thing that it is? When I was talking about going on Rogan or talking about, but to me, I understand what's being understood. I understand there's bias in Texas. I understand there's racism in Texas. I'm not trying to say those things don't exist. I also think that if every opportunity that's mentioned gets turned into, well, it's just because of her, her skin, then there might be opportunities left on the table.
Mm-hmm. I don't
like think, do you know what I mean?
I get what I get what you're saying. And I don't think that's it. Like when we're talking about, like, say, being a manager at a job and or you own a business, and we're thinking about who's more qualified for the job, just more qualified for the job. And we have a lot. It's not just getting a job. We have a lot at risk if we don't pick the person who's more qualified for the job at this moment, considering the fact that what we're going through. And sometimes people are like, oh, I love the way you do this. And it's given very soft feels, get ran over by this bully administration allegedly in Minecraft. When we talk about, I like that she's a fighter, what do we need? Do we need a fighter, or do we need someone that's palatable, loving, talking to the kids? Yeah, talk to them. And I feel like there are other positions he can do that will help. There's a different piece to this puzzle that I feel like he can play where he will be better fit. And the Senate is not it, considering what we're going up against. And especially when we're talking about qualifications, and she's a part of, not only is she already in the House, but she's also a part of the Judiciary Committee. She's also a part of another committee as well, if I'm not, like, she's already in there and knows what's going on and already is on his ass, and which is what we need. But I think Bill wanted to ask you a question before you go.
I just wanted to add on to what you just said really quick. The subcommittee that you're talking about is the Department of the Oversight of Federal Government Law Reform.
Yep.
I'm fucking that up. But she's in the subcommittee for federal law enforcement. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a part of all these committees in the House already. And they're already on his ass. And Bill, did you have any? I think you had something you want to say there before she go, if I'm not mistaken, or ask.
Yeah. I mean, it's more. I don't know if it's more of a statement or question, but what's the candidate's name that either candidate will have to face in the general? Who is the
John Cornyn?
John Cornyn or Ken Paxton?
And Ken Paxton is. I just checked the polls again. He's leading again, which is a shocker to me. But it's going to be Ken Paxton or John Cornyn.
Okay, so I've been listening probably 20 minutes. And Jessica is right on point because that's what I want to hear. I want to hear somebody naming the Republican, because that's the ideal that you have to have going into the primary. Feelings, I like this person, they said the same thing I said. All of that shit does not matter. Is this person going to win when it comes to the general election? And Ada, I have a lot of respect for you. I'm not coming up to disrespect you. But when Jessica asked you that question, which is the most important question, period, do you think that this person could beat that person in a general election? You did not sound confident. So before, I know that you're still deciding on the primary of who you're going to decide. But if you're trying to figure out who to go with, it sounds like you're not really for sure that this guy that you're voting for is going to actually go all the way. So yes, he could probably win a primary. That's going to be great. But how is it going to look after November? Mm-hmm. I mean, after the primary, going into November. So, and if you're comfortable with that, vote for him. Hey, you're voting for a Democrat. I'm not here to tell you. Now, there's going to be some white people that vote against Jasmine Crockett that's going to claim to be a Democrat, and they're going to be cowards because they're going to be afraid of what the white person and what the powerful is going to say in Texas. Then you're going to have some people like Hector and Jessica that's going to support that Black woman and then still go support anyone that goes in a general election. Mm-hmm. I implore you, if you really do support Black women, if you do trust us, and you really are tired of what you're seeing around here, and you see the attack on Black women, please give Jasmine Crockett a chance. Please, from a black man telling you this, please give her a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate it. Miss Lovelace, I know you said you had to go to work. I hope you stay in the comments and be able to listen while you're on the way to work as well. I hope you'll be able to come back at 4. We're gonna be breaking down the debate as well and just everything. But I appreciate you coming up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip Texas. We're gonna do it and we're gonna do it together.
If we don't flip Texas blue, this is important. If we don't flip Texas blue, the entire country will never have a Democrat president again come 2032. We have to figure out how to flip Texas blue because that electoral college is going to expand in 2032. And then you're like SOL. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? I don't know if you've heard about that. Beto was talking about it. When we expand electoral college, then the blue wall is not going to win you an election anymore. Then suddenly you have to do the blue wall plus Florida and plus. So, I mean, sorry, I just got excited about it, but we really do have to figure out flipping Texas blue. It's not like, I know it's like a pipe dream for us for a long time, but it's got to be, I mean, we have to do it.
Right.
You know?
I'm just going to quickly say, because I really study elections and everything, you guys lost a lot of ground because in Texas, because of redistricting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's courageous that you want to turn Texas blue, and I'm sure the people on the panel wants to too. But let's just be careful and let's be realistic and let's look at what's in front of us right now, guys. Let's just flip these districts. Let's close these margins, flip the districts, and we might not going to be able to flip it blue completely, but at least we could start closing these margins and flipping some of these districts that we lost ground on. I don't know if the Texans would agree on me on that, but I think that's a more realistic path within the next couple of years, and then we could start moving towards the pathway of actually flipping it.
And just to build, just to give you some feedback on that, we were talking about this last night on Justice Live when we were breaking down the debate. I always pay attention to the strategy, right? It's always a choice of how political consultants get behind, and advise a candidate, which is what we were watching with that video that she was playing with this mess that the Talarico campaign released last night. I hope we can finish that video so people can hear what they actually did. Jasmine is doing a different strategy. Mamdani did a different strategy, right? He did not placate to the middle. He didn't. He didn't let the corporate Democrats kind of like bully him. So she's making a choice in how she's choosing to run her race. And yes, I'm going to reiterate it again. I'm voting blue in November, no matter what, because Ken Paxton would be diabolical for Texas. But it is interesting to see how James is going after the only way a Democrat can win in Texas is if we flip, irritated MAGA or, right center Republicans. It's a choice. I think it's a failed choice, but it's a choice.
And I just want to challenge y'all to think critically. It's so important. You can't just get caught up in your feels, y'all. You know that one nigga that ain't got nowhere to stay with the good little thing? He ain't the one that you should probably marry, bitch. Can't get caught up in your feels. Be realistic. Because at the end of the day, can they beat the Republican that's going to be running on the other side? Do you think that he could beat Ken Paxton? Do you think that he could beat Cornyn, whatever the fuck his name is? Do you think that he could be beat? And if that's a no, then you don't want to put your weakest dog up against you don't want to put your cat up in a dog fight, okay? You want to put your best one. And y'all talk about she's a fighter, she's passionate. Don't we need somebody to fight right now? Literally, people are out in the streets fighting, losing their lives, fighting, protesting against this administration. So we need a fighter. We don't need no motherfucker tell me, he's so cute, he's so sweet. No, that's what we need. That's what we need.
But Jess, I think it's also a matter of too is like, because we keep hearing all the time, we all have heard it, who have been in these lives, who have been across these people who still who are saying, well, the Democrats aren't fighting hard enough. The Democrats aren't fighting enough. The Democrats aren't doing enough. Now you have an opportunity where you have a person who has shown that they will fight and do the thing, and now you're waffling and fence sitting because you don't know what to do. And it's like, okay, who's being disingenuous?
I have some words of just in a car wash.
Wait, what, Hector?
What'd you say?
Said I have some words of just in a car wash. 1 second.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, okay.
All I heard was 1 second. He said, "I have some."
Oh yeah. Okay.
I have something.
But like,
me too, Dave.
But that's the piece of this that's pissing me. Like, you all keep saying you want this thing. The thing is in front of you, and you keep closing the door in its face. Y'all did it in 2024 with Kamala. Y'all doing it like. Who is being disingenuous and who is lying? That's the other piece of this that we got to figure out.
Because you don't want to say that you don't want to do the thing because she black. Go ahead, Hector, because I know you in between.
No, all good. I got a long trip. Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Couple of things. Actually, may have some hot takes people won't like. It is what it is. So, at the beginning of the race, there's a couple things I did not like that I saw that were pretty consistent all the way up until now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know about the immediate visceral reaction to Jasmine Crockett entering the race as if it was owed to James Talarico. That was just blatantly disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it heavily, obviously, with the right. We knew what they were going to respond with, but I was somewhat surprised, not too much because it's Texas, by Texas Democrats on the left. And a friendly reminder that this, again, is a primary. So they have to battle against each other to go to the general elections. The response I saw from many people went to show that you guys don't know how, some people do not know how this thing works. No one took anything away from anyone. I'm a firm believer in competition. I think her entering the race caused them both to reevaluate some of their stances and put out better campaigns, which is exactly what we want. It's not about sucking off any one of them individually. It's about what they can do for Texans. It's what they can do in the Senate. Okay.
I like that one too. All right, go ahead.
The other thing I didn't like is the response to James Talarico in some part. Now, there's a lot of valid criticisms that we all have of him, that I definitely have of him. God damn it. Car stuff acting up. There is also this sense of like making Talarico out to be a horrible human being that I don't appreciate as well. Like James Talarico being just a white guy is that's not his fault in regards to the response he's going to get. The different responses is that he's going to get compared to Jasmine Crockett. However, there are some issues which you've went over and I've talked about as well that caused me to lean Crockett. Crockett has the experience, and I understand experiences and everything. I actually like the idea of a fresh new recruit somewhat to go against the establishment. However, we already have people doing that. Jasmine Crockett is one of those people. Even if she's not the most quote unquote progressive person, she supports the progressives in the party. She backs every single one of them, including Bernie, who you guys can't stop crying about. So it's like,
I ain't mad at you, Queen, okay? Go ahead.
She is doing her thing. But ultimately, we know a lot of people are going to vote based off of their feelings, and there's people who's going to feel that Talarico has the quote unquote better approach. And I agree with some aspects of that in the sense of, I think his humility appeals to a lot of people. I think his faith obviously appeals to a lot of people. Y'all know where I stand on that. I don't care. But that's really going to reach a very Christian state, just as Texas. But what I hate about saying that even is that people tend to forget that Jasmine Crockett is also a Christian. Jasmine Crockett also wears her faith on her sleeve. She just respects people who don't share that belief as well, a lot more than any other candidate.
Separate.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, looking forward to the conversation. I just find a lot of the takes very interesting, but ultimately Jasmine Crockett is the better candidate. It is what it is. In my opinion, I can back that. And I'm not sleeping on James Talarico. I'm just saying, especially after the debate, I really like Jasmine Crockett's answers to several different questions.
Yeah. And and like I said, I think there is a better fit for him in this puzzle where he would be most effective to make the bigger picture look better. I just don't think it's like trying to force his puzzle piece in a spot that doesn't fit. And I think she is best for it, especially at this moment. And I think what a lot of people don't want to say out loud is because she Black. Like, I think, I don't know if it was Michelle that was just speaking or Sunkiss that said that, you say you want a fighter, you want this, and then you have it, and you be like, no, I'm gonna choose this guy. You say you want these things and y'all have it and you don't pick it, and nobody wants to say it's because they're a Black woman. And that is one of the hardest parts that that ain't even the hardest part. It's what I'm trying to get them to realize. Cause like, I love that she's a fighter. Don't we need a fighter? Go ahead, Bill. I think he's about to say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say my first point is that what's important is the election is important. Yes, you have to get the person in. But what happens is after that person gets elected, what is that person going to do, and what is that person going to bring to the table?
Mm-hmm.
And with Jasmine Crockett, what I could think of, the first thing I could think of is accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that you want going into the midterms, because the midterms, remember, this is a chance for Republicans that lean a little moderate
Mm-hmm.
and left people who lean moderate to feel comfortable. And the people who voted for Trump to feel comfortable with the job that he's doing, but he's being checked. Because there's voters out here that supports Donald Trump, but they want him to be checked. That's why you have referendums on midterms on presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Because most presidents feel like that they have a mandate when they come in, and sometimes they go a little bit too far, and the midterms kind of put them back in their place. Now, another thing that you brought up that I really want to hit on, and by the way, you are definitely eating right now. You have to elect a person that is in a moment. You guys probably hear every election that this is the election that's our lifetime. This is the election of the lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, that's true, because in a moment, we always have different things that comes about. In 2016, in 2020, 2024, we've all had different issues when it came to the election. Now, my biggest person that I think of is Cory Booker.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cory Booker, when he first came, he was an excellent politician. He was well-mannered. He worked with the other side. This is something that New Jersey really wanted. Now, going into, 2026, with the dynamic of the political climate, like someone mentioned on the panel earlier, you want a fighter now. So that's why Cory Booker is getting so much pushback, not because he's a bad person, not because he votes red, it's because he's not meeting the moment of what we're looking for. So if this guy, I keep forgetting his name, that's why he ain't even trying to even important to me right now. But right now, Jasmine Crockett, that's why she gets so much support right now, because she is that ideal of what the Democratic Party could be. We're not asking her to be the leader of the Democratic Party for all the people that say she's ghetto and all of this. We're not looking for, she's qualified to do that, but we're looking to put people in the seat. You guys on the Republican side have Nazis and radicals all throughout the Senate, the House, and the state houses. Miss me with that.
Yeah. Facts. And if anybody don't want to add, y'all please keep tapping the screen. We've been on an hour. Shout out to my people over on YouTube as well. I see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Keep tapping. Let's go ahead and get up to 100K. Thank you guys for being here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Do you even sleep? I thought I was asleep, but Talarico woke my spirit up this morning. Okay.
Just tore my spirit up. I was resting peacefully, Jeff.
Yeah, so I know, right? And I felt something, and I had to get, and I'm never up this early, let alone on the live. So I'm gonna continue to play the video.
They're already being messy back and forth. There's some drama, stuff like that in the background. That's one thing. He already made a statement. He already said that this is a friendly thing. We are on the same team. We got to flip this state. That's what matters. You say that. Why are you jumping at the opportunity not only to call something out that's not even verified yet because it hasn't happened, but then try to campaign and raise money off of it? I care about this, not only because
I just want to say, when it comes down to it, all they care about is their money. any opportunity when they feel pressure, you just don't know if they're gonna flip. They just cannot be trusted. They can always cover their ass. I'm gonna try to capitalize on the moment, especially a tragedy, and it ain't even happened yet. And when it goes back to, if you think that it is important for us to be able to flip the seat, if that's the most important, then you would have stepped down in the first place and let her do it. And that would have been a great long play for you in the future, because you would have looked like a team player, and that would have positioned you into something higher in the future. But that's just my idea. I think Bill, you was about to say something, and then after that, I'll play.
Yeah, I had a question.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just asking because you know how we are.
Mm-hmm.
How did he make money off of it? Did he like do the donor?
No, just sent the statement out to like, oh, they're about to be negative towards me. They're about to come after me, and we need money so that we could combat them. Donate to our campaign so that we could fight the things that is about to happen to us. Am I correct?
Wow.
Michelle?
Yeah, they're using a fear mongering tactic.
Yeah.
And
help me. Help me. They're coming after me. Give me money so I can fight them back.
And
she's dividing the Democratic Party. Oh yeah, well, that's the scare
but it's not even so much that. It's not. Here's why this. I need y'all to get the nuance on this, okay? He issued this statement, and if you don't think that this has not been, and I'm air quoting here, effective. After that statement, and people were reacting to that statement, even on comments on her video that you're playing right now, right? Somebody said, well, I did see her, call out that, he broke decorum. I messaged her back so quick. I said, so that's an attack? You see how they're framing this against the angry Black woman already? By preemptively putting out this statement, it makes it look like any critique that we may have, legitimate critique, as we've been doing on your lives every night, it makes it look like any genuine critique of him is now an attack. This is messy. His political strategist is messy. You hear me?
It's given he come from the Trump team or something.
Girl, and I need people to lock in on this. Do you understand? And listen, if you don't believe me, go to her video and look at the comments of people who are wishy-washy about supporting her. And they're saying, and then someone commented and said, well, I do see her followers attacking him. And I was like, I'm sorry, are the followers running for Senate?
Yeah.
You see how messy this is? So it sets it up so that any legitimate critique of a candidate running for Senate in a primary, all right, is an attack. And that going up against the quote unquote angry Black brown skinned woman, that is problematic.
And I want to go ahead, Hector.
No, I was just asking, am I missing something? Because I'm confused as what we're talking about specifically.
So we're talking about
exactly. I was about to ask the same thing. Like, what
we're
did I
talking
miss?
about a press release that was released by James Talarico's team, said that they heard that Jasmine is about to release negative ads on them, and I kept decorum. I kept it messy, but they're trying to take it messy. They're about to come at me. Woo, 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 woe is me. And if y'all want, I can bring the video back a little bit, and you can see the statement that he sent out. But he's saying that he's saying that Jasmine and them are going to release negative ads on me. And I've been nothing but nice to her. They're fucking this up. They're being me. I'm paraphrasing, I'm summarizing, and I'm elaborating, but this is the gist of it. But I can bring it back because Morgan here explains it a lot better than I do. Because you know me, I'm gonna add a couple of curse words in there and stuff like that. So
basically, real quick for people who are just not coming in, James Talarico's team released a statement preemptively saying that there was a leaked billionaire call that Jasmine had, saying that she was going to be releasing attack ads. And in this video, she tells you to pause it. I would direct everyone to go to her. I see Miss Erica is in the chat. Love Miss Erica. Go follow her too, because she's boots on the ground. Her and Miss Courtney are
I was gonna play her video next, which is crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw that you had her video too. But it's a short statement basically saying that a billionaire phone call was leaked with Jasmine and her team strategizing that they were about to go into full attack mode on James Talarico. So yeah, just it's real short, but that's what we're responding to today. And people are already responding to this and the nuance behind this and why this is so incredibly messy when there have been no negative attack ads from Jasmine Crockett's team. And now they're setting it up to make it look like any critique of Talarico is an attack coming from her. It's messy. So there's the statement.
If you're on,
go ahead, Erica. Welcome in.
If you're on Threads, so I'm over here working. I'm like, I gotta jump in to tell y'all the backstory. If you're on Threads, so Jason Lee, Sheila Jackson Lee's son, is now Jasmine Crockett's campaign manager. There is a clip that it's online. I don't know if you all have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how somebody recorded it. There's a hater amongst them. Someone recorded that link. That link got leaked. That's what he's referring to. But if you watch the clip of Jason Lee, what he's talking about when it comes to the upcoming ads, it's a stretch to call what he said negative ads.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the negativity that Jasmine Crockett's facing. He talks about how they're going to respond. He talks about making ads to show the contrast between the two of them. He also says that people don't know as much about him and that they want to make sure people know about him. So if that's negative, to tell them that, that you were one of the people that broke that came back and ruined the quorum break in 2021 and made a deal personally with the Republicans, that's what you did. I don't know how that's what happened.
They don't like their own facts.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So I encourage you. It's on Howdy Politics, posted it on Threads. I think I reposted it too. But if you haven't seen that clip, I encourage you to watch that clip. Also, to that same night, that the article comes out, that same night, y'all, he is at a fundraiser here in Houston with a bunch of people who don't look like this room, likely millionaires and billionaires in the Houston area. And so I was just like, why are we doing this? Why it just, and the other thing I keep telling people too is that Jasmine Crockett has faced a level of negativity in this campaign that I've never seen before. It is from outside of the state of Texas. It is ridiculous. And it was so bad that Talarico had to say something about it. He has a video where he talks about that we don't support that. And so you've acknowledged the negativity, and to sit up here and act as though she's going to start the negativity when you send an email to your people. I also would encourage you all, if they're not updated yet, but when we get those FEC records, you will see that he is draining money. He is spending a lot of money to build his name recognition, and it's not working. So that's why you're seeing these ways trying to get people to donate money and to use these kind of fear tactics as well.
And I just, let me see, kind of follow you on Threads. Let me see if you reposted it so I could, 13 hours ago, so I can bring it up in some type of way. Spencer List is working with the Talarico as well. But yeah, all of these things, I had got this particular video this morning. I got Erica's video from last night, which I was watching right before I got in the shower. And I had said I was going to talk about it tomorrow, but then when I saw this one as well, and a couple of others, that's what made me get up. And I never get up this early. I woke up and I was like, damn, it's like 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm up. Like my eyes just popped open. And then I checked my phone, and then I got up after that. So that is what we're talking about. And then I'm just gonna play a couple of minutes. I'm gonna fast forward back to where we were on the video and play a couple of minutes of it. And then if anybody has the leaked audio, that you can send it to me on TikTok, because I'm not signing in the Threads on here. Please send it to me.
At best, this would be a situation where you pay attention and you look out for whatever is coming from Jasmine Crockett's campaign. This is hey, let's monitor this and let's see what happens with this, and we'll respond accordingly, because you should not be proactively trying to make this race messy. You should not be doing that, because that is what I care about most. You want to know why? Because I care about this state more than I care about one individual candidate. Why would you jump at the opportunity to make this race messy? Why would you do that?
And that's another reason why some people claim plant, because it's just ironic that when you were at the annual APAC event, even though that's not my hill to die on, that's that's not what I care about. But for those who do, ironically, you come during that time, right? It just happened to be the same year you come into office. Two, why aren't they why isn't the right attacking you? I know why they attacking us. Only one, because we black, but also two, because it's the left, but why aren't they just coming at you the way that they would usually come after anybody blue? And two, why are you making it messy if you don't have to? It hasn't even come out yet. And historically they have had a hard time taking, what's that called? Criticism. Even when you just even now they want to take, slavery out of the history books because they can't handle their own history. It just is what it is. And then she's just saying y'all are digging into my stuff. And I haven't heard the video. I'm gonna let you know that y'all are digging into my stuff. Why aren't we digging into his too? Why aren't we having full transparency of both candidates? Why do we know everything that's going on from both candidates? You know what I mean? So
not confident in your campaign and your candidacy, or there's something you're hiding.
Oh, hold on, let me run it back.
Why do you feel the need to get in front of it? Why? That makes me wonder why. What's the reason? Because either you're not confident in your campaign and your candidacy, or there's something you're hiding.
With that being said, you would want to keep it kosher because I don't want anybody digging. And then when you say that, you want, I'm just thinking like either PR wise or, when people start projecting, like, don't look at my stuff. Don't make this messy. Woo, 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 what was me? Don't look into me. That's a good question. That do make me wonder why. What you got?
Why do you feel the need to get in front of it so quickly?
Because you already said you didn't know Miriam.
Been steadfast in making this a friendly race that's focused on the issues and the things that matter. Why the pivot? And here's the thing. I've already had questions around some of the things I've seen around this campaign. This ain't the first time I've looked and been like, I don't know about what I'm seeing. There's a reason I haven't been talking about his campaign as much recently, but I wanted to see not only how these things panned out, because when I come forward and I talk about things, I want those things to be verified, verifiable proof that I have receipts for. Okay. I want to be able to do that. So when I come forward, that you all know that I've vetted and am confident about the information I'm sharing. But I also have had suspicions about things that I do not like, and I've seen things I do not like around the campaign as a whole. That has been a concern of mine, but I also wanted to see how they both performed at that debate. That debate made me decide that I wanted to vote for Jasmine Crockett.
And just because you guys are just not coming in, we've been breaking down the debate. We're in a quarter of the way. We're going to be doing that again at 4:00. But this is the information that made me get up out my spirit this morning and why we are here this morning. So if you guys want to break down the debate, we wait after each question. We pause, add our commentary, add our thoughts about it, and kind of see like which was the question answered or was it not. So definitely feel free to give me a follow and come back at 4 if you haven't, and follow everybody on the panel, guys, if you haven't already as well.
And it had nothing to do with him. I just like her better as a candidate. She's my personal representative, and that does not me coming at that currently. She's my current rep. That is not me coming from a favorability standpoint. That just means I've been able to see her more intimately represent and serve her constituents, because I am one of them currently in District 30. Because of that, I've been able to see how she conducts town halls and how great of a communicator she is. I've been able to see how her and her team, her office, go through great lengths to help her constituents, even people that aren't her constituents, and how they quickly listen to us and respond to us. I can attest to that because I've seen it and I've experienced it recently.
That's why I say, even without the bias on paper, Jasmine Crockett just a better candidate. Just period. If you were a CEO and you were a manager, you were hiring someone for your company, you would look at the experience and be like, bring them in for an interview. They are the best. This is what we need right now. And that's just removing any biases. Because I can do that. I can step outside myself and look. You know?
Not as a content creator, but as her constituent. And I'm telling you all, that is why I really, really want her to win this primary. The other big thing too, the other really big thing, other than just her debate performance and the way that she was able to showcase her experience, the things that she's been working on, her thought process behind some of these key issues like impeachment and some of these other things like the AI data centers and things that really matter to Texans, like all that stuff, that's great. But one of the key things that matters very, very much to me is the fact that she said she donates the money she raises to down ballot races.
To get
that
other
is
candidates
so
in.
fucking important.
We talk about flipping
Key
it blue,
issues that is,
and the money that is used when y'all say, "Oh, she's taking corporate money and using it to get other more blue in." When we talk about flipping it,
holding up this,
and it's like just necessarily just taking corporate money. She talked about it being the workers of a lot of these corporations as well. Just
from flipping is money. These down ballot candidates do not have money. And unfortunately, because of the way that politics are in Texas, that is crucial for you to win. So by her donating, I think, what did she say? Like $600,000 to down ballot candidates through the PAC money that is coming from her specific district, like the companies that operate in her district. She takes that money and she funnels it to down ballot candidates because to me, that communicates, she understands how important it is to flip this doggone state. She's not just thinking about her and her own race. She's thinking about the entirety of Texas because it's that fucking serious. So when I see somebody that is also in the same race come forward and unnecessarily add mud into the water when something hasn't even happened yet, it's going to piss me off. I don't play about this state. I don't play about the people being harmed in this state. And when you are out here mudding stuff and providing ammo to people that want to be racist, if you are out here doing that based off of a leaked...
You said it's fine for you. I think it's fine for everybody on the panel. Come on up here, Princess. Give me 1 second. We got like 1 minute.
Video that didn't even get any traction for real. Then like why are you not prioritizing things the way that I think you should? I'm very angry about this. And before anybody has because I keep seeing things like, oh, we can't criticize Jasmine Crockett and like you can't say anything without being accused of being anti-Black and da da da. That is not what this is about. I have critiques of every single politician in this doggone government, local, city, statewide, federal. Every single one has feedback from me. And race and identity does not get in the way of me sharing it. But what I do want is to be able to focus on the actual candidates in this race. I want to be focused on what they bring to the table because you are going to have to sit in a seat at one of the most critical times in the history of this country. And I want to know that the person I'm putting in that seat, that we're putting in that seat, and I'm pushing people to vote for is going to fight for us and focus on what actually matters. So I'm pissed that somebody is in this race that is so critical is going to add mud to the water. I do not like it. I'm voting for Jasmine because she's a great candidate, not just because I'm upset. If this race was going to become messy, it should have came from her, considering the situation. I'm not going to tell anybody.
She had every reason to get,
because either way, we need to get these Republicans out because they're way worse.
So just
but I don't like.
So just
go ahead.
So just to clarify, it's really early in the morning and I got a cold. So James for some reason said that Jasmine was about to release something or about to give some information away about him, and now the public is running with it. Is that what's going on?
No, he released a statement last night his campaign released a statement last night basically saying that there was leaked audio of Jasmine Crockett preparing to release attack ads. And I also just, I was just thinking about this. At the very end of that statement, he talks about he's going to defend himself. I thought that was an interesting choice of words. He's going to defend himself against big scary Jasmine Crockett, right? Like, so no, that's what we're discussing this morning. They preemptively released a statement saying that audio had been leaked about Jasmine Crockett and billionaire donor getting ready to release attack ads. He goes on to say at the very end of that statement, it's a very short statement, at the very bottom, he says, I've been friendly with Jasmine. I've been a colleague. And as Erica pointed out, he's clearly aware of the negativity surrounding her as a candidate. He released a statement. I want to say, Erica, almost a day? I think it was a day or two after she stepped into the race, kind of responding and saying, she's my friend, she's my colleague. We're not going to have this. We're not going to have the attack. We're going to run a good race, blah, 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 blah. And so at the very end of the statement, he kind of says, I'm going to run on what I said, my values, and I'm going to defend myself. So what we're talking about today is, why did he preemptively release a statement to me? I will just say, to me, as a Black Texan woman, right? It looks like he's setting up, and listen, I've already seen it. If you go back to her video, the comments on Morgan's video,
I see you over there. I saw your comment.
Look, you saw my comment. Like, it's setting it up to where any type of critique of Talarico is an attack, and that is problematic for me. That's all I'm going to say. But that's what it's about.
Okay, so I hate that too, because I've been very fair to him and her, and I hate that it's being muddied like this. Like, and also, dude, why are you scared? What's going on?
They all scared of
That sounds a little.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm biased from the beginning, and I do. I'm a girl's girl, and I'm definitely a Black woman's girl first. But I'm aware enough to be able to step back and look and step outside of myself and see what the best candidate is, and all of the good things. But I just have a hard time trusting another Christian white man. Call it experience, call it discernment, call it what you want. But I do want to give it a fair race, because guess what? We do need to flip the seat. We do need to do this. And like we talked about, and in the live, that if it's that important, knowing that she has the household name, knowing that people know her, knowing that she's a fighter, knowing that you think she's a great candidate, why wouldn't you? And she showed you her numbers, as well as Colin Allred. Why wouldn't you want to step down? But I don't think they have a hard time stepping down to not only women, but Black women as well. And if you guys are not following Erica from Black Girls Brunch, she has interviewed both of them. And I think this is the what was leaked, if I'm not mistaken, right, E?
This is her first digital ad. This is the negative ad.
While communities are being attacked by their own government, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is fighting back.
They are turning us into Nazi Germany.
Crockett voted against ICE funding, will impeach Kristi Noem, and hold them all accountable. Crockett fights for us.
Hold on.
You cannot be serious. I'm about to throw my phone.
That was negative?
I know you fucking
That is her that is her
Are
first
you
digital
serious?
ad. Yes, y'all. That was dropped, just in case anybody's like, where you get this from? Scott Braddock. I'll put his name in the chat. Scott Braddock is the best, most on the ground. He's in Austin, the most white guy, the best, most on the ground journalist that we have in Texas. He get all the hot seat. He puts a lot of it behind a paywall, but he'll drop some links. So I've gotten that from several different people, so I can tell you that is confirmed.
What did he expect her to say? James and Jasmine will fight for you?
One of my friends said, it's an attack ad against Kristi Noem. What are we talking about here? The first video I sent you, the YouTube one, is the leaked audio from her team.
Okay.
But they gotta tighten up. They gotta tighten up, because how y'all getting recorded? Like, we have to acknowledge they gotta tighten up.
Yeah, I will say that. Who over here leaking the audio? Let me. Let's go back over there.
Oh, it's worse. It's not even audio. It's a video.
It's video.
Oh, come on.
So let me get this straight for real.
Hit play.
That's guilt.
What we do know from Terrence's presentation is that the Congresswoman has a number of very convincing messages, positive messages about who she has as a candidate. And there are also some issues that are troubling for her opponent or raise some questions. And because her opponent is somewhat less well known, people do need to hear certain information so they can make an informed decision. People have heard negative things about Congresswoman Crockett, but Democratic voters still strongly are strongly favorable to Congresswoman Crockett. The other candidate needs to go through the same vetting. Congresswoman Crockett is going to begin in earnest a very robust communication strategy that will be across major markets. It'll be targeting the swingiest voters in this election, young voters, Latino voters across major markets. Earnest a very robust communication strategy that will be. Congresswoman Crockett is going to begin in earnest a very robust communication strategy that will be across major markets. It'll be targeting the swingiest voters in this election, young voters, Latino voters. Will be turning out her base voters. And so she'll be communicating on, broadcast television, cable television, digital social media, and connected TV. YouTube is going to be a key battleground. It's where a lot of young people are. It's where a lot of Latino voters are. And so on the paid communication side, she's going to have a robust program with some very strong ads that take advantage of the positive messaging, but also allow her to present some information to the electorate.
Who screenshot it? I know
some contrast information about her record and her opponent's record. Present some information to the electorate. Positive messaging, but also allow her to present some information to the electorate. Some contrast information about her record and her opponent's record.
Oh, damn, I didn't mean to do that.
What we do know.
Who screenshot it?
Oh, is that the noise? When someone screenshots, it makes a noise?
Yeah, that's the noise. And you can see with screenshot because the thing pops up. Hold on.
Ads that take advantage of the positive messaging, but also allow her to present some information to the electorate.
That's the screenshot.
Some contract.
Oh my God.
And I think that's on a MacBook or Apple a Mac. That's the one that makes on my MacBook. Yeah, that's why I said who screenshot it. Sorry, screenshot. Who did this? Y'all messy.
Oh,
messy.
How y'all gonna play my girl like that though? How y'all gonna play my girl like that though? Damn. Oh my. Oh.
So as you can see from this video,
this early. Why did you do? Girl, I'm so mad at you, girl. Why you do this so early in the morning?
He did it early in the morning. But what I will say,
ended.
What I will say is, it didn't say that I'm going to put negative ads out about you. We're going to attack you. I think it's fair to say that you should be vetted. I think it's fair because the only reason I got into politics, only reason I started going live about politics back in July of 2024 is because all the misinformation and disinformation about VP Kamala Harris. And I thought it was important, regardless of who you vote for, to be an informed voter. You may know everything, but yeah, I still want to vote for this person, and that's your choice. But to vote off of misinformation, disinformation is a disadvantage. So if we can spread truth, that's important. So when she said that y'all don't know him, y'all do know me, I'm in the forefront. And the fact that you don't know him, you don't want to just take it at face value. You need to be vetted as well. The way that y'all are tearing into me, you need to know about everything that he's about as well, so that you make the best decision for you. So that if he gets in there and he doesn't do something that you said that you wanted, you're not bamboozled like, oh, I thought this and I thought that, in which you didn't know because you didn't get all of the information to you. She said robust communications. Talk about the positive ads, positive communication as well, and also getting that information. I didn't see a reason for white woman tears for this particular video. I didn't see a direct we're gonna talk shit about James. And if these are things that you have done and these are things that the American people need to know when they go to make their vote, I think it's important for them to know about it. Albeit come from their team, or albeit come from people starting to do their actual research. This is whoever screenshotting and screen recording and sent this out is crazy. But I will say it didn't call for white woman tears for sure.
So let me get this straight. Let me just recap, because I'm watching. I haven't been coming up on the panel. Just been watching, and I saw the whole debate the other day when the ICE situation was brought up and how they both would handle it. He did not go about confirming no. Kristi Noem needs to be impeached. He didn't say that. He said that he would just support the process. It did not come out of his mouth directly that he was going, no, she needs to be taken down. I will help lead it if I have to. There was no leadership. It was just more so following suit. Crockett specifically said that she's going to go after this. This is not some like, oh, let's shuffle our feet to this situation because of the damages that this woman is causing out into civil society and her violation to her oath. So now that Crockett simply reaffirms what she said on the debate panel, he's taking that as a jab. This is called soft planting and gaslighting. He's soft planting like Trump does, where he says, well, I heard, that somebody did this and this and this. And he knows how ignorant his base is, that they're just going to take it and run with it. And it's going to become a different beast. Like, when you talk in someone's ear and then at the final message, it's a totally different message. He's planting this so that it becomes one thing at the end of it, instead of just accepting the fact that you literally said what you said on the debate on the panel when they were asking them these questions. Mm-hmm. And now because he has done this preemptive planting, it's just going to make him look worse now. There was nothing in that was significant. This comes off as planting, and now it makes him look more suspicious to me. Mm-hmm. It makes him look more suspicious. Over.
I think just I it's going to be really interesting to see what the fallout of this is going to be for the Black community that are dialed in Texas. Mm-hmm. It's going to be real interesting to see, because like I said, already the comments when Morgan posted her video, I commented immediately. And I also see people even now trying to drag in, doesn't she support Israel thing? Like, I'm telling you,
that's not my hill. Y'all better leave that alone.
Right, it's not Texans Hill. It's I'm sorry. I'm pro-Pally, and I'm telling you, it's not Texans Hill. So please, if you are outside and you don't understand Texas politics, like, just sit this one out and encourage people to vote. We have a voter apathy problem. I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over and over and over again. I remember watching one of Erica's videos where she pointed out and broke down specifically in Harris County, like, Jasmine Crockett's name recognition is huge, right? Mm-hmm. And again, and I'm sorry, I'm going to keep reminding my non-melanated brothers and sisters who may have this blind spot, her being the whole idea of the angry Black woman trope. I think that's why for so many people who are dialed into this and paying attention, especially if you are part of the Black community, it's giving. It's really giving, setting this up again. And listen, this is not just anecdotal evidence, right? This is, you can see it live in the comment sections of Erica's videos and Morgan's videos and whoever else is posting this, right? You're already seeing this whole idea of, if we level a legitimate critique against Talarico, now all of a sudden we're attacking the sweet Christian white boy, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this isn't going to win over. Yeah, you hear that? This isn't going to win over. I'm trying to be very professional this morning. This isn't going to win over any Black voters in Talarico's defense. I would be real shocked to see that.
Mm-hmm. And then I went looking I said, maybe I'm not on Talarico talk. Let me go find videos about him. Maybe, maybe he does it. And I saw a video. Matter of fact, I don't even know. It might have been with you, Erica. It was a Black girl, Black woman. And he was like, the Black people are forgotten, and that's who I need to go reach out to. The Democrats always forget about the Black people until the Black community, until it's time for them to vote. which is exactly what you're doing right now. You have forgotten about us, and now that it's time to vote, now you're saying you need to reach out to us. But this is the thing, Jasmine Crockett has never forgotten about not only us, but everybody. And I think that's important for a candidate who's running for Senate.
I have some more insights on that. So when he started his campaign, he went around. This one is just Allred, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Allred never really had a solid. Well, I assume that Allred did not have a solid connection with the Black community, but that is not accurate.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of Black politicians that were like, we're not voting for Talarico. He had done some stuff behind the scenes. And one of the things that there's a news article about it, you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the consultant Liz Smith. There's another consultant named Andrew Mamo. Okay, and he's a communications consultant. Andrew, some months back, shares a poll that it has Talarico doing well with Latinos. This is against Allred. This is before Crockett enters the race. Has him doing well with Latinos and I think like white people or something like that. He crops out the part about Black voters. So he posts this poll online as a bragging point, but he had cropped out the part about Black voters because Talarico was down with Black voters.
Mm-hmm.
So that pissed off a lot of Black representatives in the Austin and Dallas area. Okay. So that there's a news story on that. You can find it in San Antonio newspaper. All right. So that's kind of the first thing that happens. Allred he has an issue with identity, and that's another topic. But he was behind the scenes locking it up with Black folks and like, listen, we don't trust this man. I don't know what he was saying, but he was locking up every Black endorsement. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So then at some point, Talarico starts going around to different parts of the state, going to meet with Black leaders in different parts of the state. I went to one of those meetings here in Houston. It was a breakfast with Black leaders, and people argued about whether we were leaders or whatever, but we were there. Interesting conversation. And he mentioned the part about they've taken you all for granted. All right. So we take that. Yeah, they have, thanks. And the night before, there was a meeting with the Houston Black Democrats that featured Talarico and Allred. In that meeting, Talarico spoke more to the audience of Black people there. Allred did not. He did not say, we Black. Like, it was none of that. It was like just talking very generally. Talarico does. So then as time is going on, though, we start talking to Black people in Austin. And I'm going to put her name in the chat. Angel Carroll has been doing excellent commentary about this race. Angel has been quiet. She has a lot more to say, but she's been quiet, but she started talking more recently. Angel is the leader of the Austin Black Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And she will tell you that his engagement with us has been piss poor. Mind you, he's from Austin, right? So he starts out and fails to connect with the Black folks in Austin. There's no Black person in Austin who is willing to stand up and say, I got him. He been down for us forever. Mm-hmm. Ain't no one. They've all been very silent, which is a tell. Mm-hmm. So Courtney will say, and she said this on her live, I'm not repeating anything that was more private. Courtney Courthouse Couture will say, we've been used. He had no connection with Black people trying to use us. So that's kind of where we are right now when it comes to just the Black outreach. And the show saying she can vouch that. So that's kind of been a very big conversation as well.
Mm. I'm in Austin. Erica ain't been to not a Nair cookout. Ain't been to no Black church.
Well, technically, he gotta be invited to the cookout.
Well, okay, you know what I'm saying.
But the church,
ain't been to no church, no Mary Baptist. Shout out to my pastor. Okay, I'm just saying, what she's saying is right. Like, I learned about him just because of his pushback on white Christian nationalism here, right? Mm-hmm. And as he said in the debate, he's served, I think it was Jasmine actually that pointed out, he's served longer, but
they know me because I fight.
But they know me, right? They know her because she's on the front lines. Mm-hmm. So, I think again, I'm going to say it for people who are just now joining. There's 200 people in this room. If you are in Texas, you know how serious this is. We're still going to vote.
I'm not saying it for in blue in November. We're voting for.
And I'm not saying it for us. I'm saying it for people who want, because I still see people wandering in and saying, "Oh, but I love right, exactly, right." But I'm voting for Jasmine Crockett, 1,000%.
I'm voting for. Oh, go ahead, Jess.
Give me 1 second. I forgot I was about to say something, but I do want. Kay, I see you had your hand up. You want to say something, and then I want to bring Morgan into. And everybody give the whole panel a follow, you guys, if you guys have not. Go ahead real quick. Okay, you got to echo. Okay, she had to go out and come back in. It should go away. All right, let's see what you got.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. First off, I would like to say I go to the school of Erica, and I'm getting a minor in Courtney. So a lot of the stuff that I learned, I learned from them. Mm-hmm. But I would like to say this. It's I believe Black women the first time when it was on TikTok when he first broke the quorum, and it was like rumored about how we wanted him to run for governor. It was a lot of Black women coming on underneath these videos, and they were saying, y'all want him, but just wait until you see that he does not do anything for his communities, right? Mm-hmm. So I started paying attention to that. But then again, people can say things, right? I got on Threads, and it's a lady that I'm following, and I said, does anybody know anything about James Talarico that you can educate me on, right? Now, granted, I was always going to vote for the Black woman because I understood the assignment the first time in 2024. Okay.
92%.
But, yes. But it was 3 white women that came into my DMs, and they told me the exact same thing. 2 of them had worked on his campaign. And they said he will use Black voices to get to where he needs to go. And then when it's time for him, for those same Black voices to cash in, rather if they're running for something for government or if they're just doing something and they need his support, he goes ghost. It was then when I said, you know what, that's it, I'm done. I have another follower that we're very friendly. We're talking. We follow each other. We're in the DMs a lot. Erica says she unfollowed her last night. I'm not going to say her name, but we too have conversations about. 2 people said something. 15 people can't say the same thing about you and then have these receipts. And for you to say, I'm still going to support him, especially if we all need to understand the assignment come March, come November. It's kind of scaring me just a tad bit.
Understand the assignment right now.
Exactly. It just scares me a little bit that come, whoever wins comes to primary, whoever wins, Jasmine's side is like, we're blue no matter who. But the other side is kind of like, well, she's too ghetto. She's too loud. What have she done? What are her policies? What about AIPAC? If you're not in Texas and you can't tell me who Dustin Burrows is, I don't need you to tell me anything about AIPAC. If you can't tell me the big oil tycoons that is running our state amok, the energies that's running our state amok, I don't want to hear anything about AIPAC anymore because that's what Texas is fighting right now, not AIPAC. So I don't know. This is getting kind of. It's getting kind of, we about to relive 2024 again.
No, we're not. I'm not even manifesting it.
We ain't speaking that.
I'm not even
at all. But I understand the PTSD. 1,000%.
I won't even say if he wins. I'm saying I will vote. I'm going to vote for who is a blue on the Democratic ticket in November. I'm going to do what I can. And right now, early voting starts February 17th to the 27th. The primary is on March 3rd. Okay, if you can vote early, if you want a phone bank, you can do so by going to our website and signing up to do so. You can door knock, you can get your sign. I'm gonna have to post my sign on my balcony in my apartment. I'm to get into, but those are also 2 ways that you can help. Everybody, please give this amazing panel a follow. Okay, give me a follow if you have not done so. Tap screen, share the live. We appreciate you guys being here. Morgan, we literally just watched your video. So thank you for keeping us updated because that was the thing that was in my spirit this morning that had woke me up and said, oh no, we got to talk about this. So welcome in, Morgan. How are you doing, Queen?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a little irritated, as you could probably imagine. So I appreciate y'all talking about this. Me and Eric have been deep in this thing for a few months now. So I'm a little, we could say a lot more is all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say though, is I'm glad you all are saying the really important part, which is either way we need to vote. I'm also concerned about the other side of this because I've seen commentary from supporters of Talarico, not everybody, but some people that are like, I don't know, she can't win a statewide race. Like, they have all these like microaggressive takes about Jasmine. And I haven't necessarily seen anybody say straight up that they're not going to vote at all in the general, but it is giving Bernie bros in a way that I am not okay with. And I've said this to him and his team to begin with. So I am really irritated with the fact that they have this awareness of the conversation happening around Jasmine and how important turnout is in Texas, because we're so incredibly low in turnout, and to introduce the topic unnecessarily when nothing has even happened to begin with that could add to this issue of voter apathy is just really pissing me off. Because me, Erica, and many other like Texas creators talk all the time about the gateway for us flipping the state is voter turnout. And we have to get people excited to do so. And you introducing as a candidate this mess into the pot it pisses me off, because I'm like, you are fucking over the whole state by doing stuff like this. This ain't just this race, because there's so much riding on this race because it has so much attention to it. There's so much money going to these candidates, and down ballot, there's so many candidates, both from a congressional standpoint and like state reps and county judges and all this other kind of stuff, that they don't have the same kind of name recognition or donations coming through or whatever. And the more we get people out, the more people are going to vote for those people as well. So if you start talking about Jasmine like this, and she ends up being the person that we put in the general, that can impact not only her, but it can impact all the down ballot races as well. So that's why I got so hot about this, among many other reasons. Because I'm like, this is not just about you. This is about this whole doggone state, and this government is constantly coming for all of us.
Let me just jump in real quick and say that we need to flip 14 state house seats, 14 before 2030, if we have any hopes in blocking the next gerrymander. Texas will get additional districts when we have the next census, and they will all be red districts and make our path to winning the House nearly impossible. The only way we block that, we have to work to block that now. We have to be flipping state house seats now. So the down ballot races is what Jasmine Crockett focuses on. And I'm like, y'all, we have got to get people to vote all the way down that ballot, and people don't know that. So that's why I've been promoting and I'll tell you, I'm gonna do a video on it. The Sway app, that it's a new voter app. That you can create these little voting groups, because it can tell us as creators. I would tell you, Jessica, to create one. I would tell you, Nichelle, to create one on here, because it's going to tell us, we can see within our group what districts they're in, what state house districts they're in, and we can help push information to them. Hey, you're in a Republican district. Did you know that there's a young man running in that seat, a young Democrat that you can go vote for and help us flip that seat? So it's things like that we have to be doing, and she's right, but I just want to add that little note there. 14 seats, y'all.
Say that again, Erica. What's the name of the app?
Yeah, Tyler spent this one. Thank you, Shay. The app is called Sway, and it's still in beta. So you have to go on the website now. You have to go on the website. So sway.com, put it in the chat. And I highly recommend it. I just got on it. I had a meeting with them. What was that, Tuesday? And Morgan met with them last night. If you go on there and you can create your own voter group, and then then you can get recommendations on who you're selecting for your voter group. And then on the other end, people that join your group, you can see what districts they're in. So for example, I've got my group so far is like 80 people. I've got about 20% of them are in the 18th congressional district here in Texas. So I'm gonna be sending them a message on Saturday morning, last day to go vote. You're in the 18th.
Let me see. You put it in the chat. Oh, sway.co. Got you.
Voter participation, y'all, also too, for this other thing I want y'all to understand, there's estimates. Jeremy Wallace of Houston Chronicle wrote this in a really good article last week. Black voters can make up 25% of the primary pool in Texas. Black vote. If you make one, please DM it to me if you make a group, please send it to me on Instagram, please, so I can join.
Right. Can we just join your group, or we have to create a group?
You can join mine, but I recommend y'all have, if you got following, you have people that look to you for politics, you guys need to make your own too.
Okay.
I like follow me, but y'all have influence, make one.
Gotcha.
But yeah, up to 25% of the Black voters, up to 25% of our primary voters could be Black. That's halfway to 50%, y'all. You need 51% to win.
Mm-hmm.
So if she locks that up, like that's a big deal. And so pissing off Black voters is not the path. And I've been warning them of this very early on, that y'all gonna piss off Black voters, and we're mad, we show up.
Yep. Because
Absolutely.
we like to get spiteful. Oh, you want to play with us? Oh, don't worry. We finna get up and go to the polls.
Yeah, we've been saying that for months now. And it's like, I just don't, my thing is like, okay, if you're going to say you're going to prioritize these groups, you're going to try to represent everyone, and you understand the climate that you're operating in. And again, he's explicitly said that we're on the same team. Whoever wins the general, we have to be behind that person. Like, if you are going to say that, then you need to operate that way. And I don't know who decided, because I work in PR. So I'm offended on multiple levels, because I'm like, what kind of PR is this that y'all are putting out a whole press release over something so minute and so small? Like, this press release gave more attention to that video than anything else did. Like, the outlet itself is so small. But my thing, though, is like, if you are so committed to making sure that this race is focused on the issues, then why would you jump so hard at an opportunity that's so minute? So I'm like, it's making me question a lot of different things. And I've already had some issues with some of the things I've seen come up. Because I don't know, Erica, if you mentioned that email from Carville, but I talked to him because I was like, James,
you always say his name so funny. I was like, Carville, like the ice cream? Carville, girl.
Is it Carville? Look, my country behind. I don't know.
He make it free. I mean, I guess it probably is Carville because he is Cajun. But I'm like, you know what?
Carville, whatever that
James
old
Carville,
man name is. That dinosaur out here he's a Democratic strategist. If y'all don't know him, but he's been around forever. I think he came in around Bill Clinton's candidacy. So he's been around for a while. And he recently wrote an article for the New York Times talking about how we need to drop, quote unquote, woke politics. And this man, yeah, exactly. This man is out here sending emails and text messages like on his behalf, basically is like a sponsor to raise money. And I told him, I'm like, I don't like that, because right now, that same day I had this conversation with him, Trump was out here talking about how DEI is a disadvantage to white people and stuff like that. And I'm over here like, this doesn't need to be a continued talking point or strategy for this party, because that stuff that you're saying about affordability, healthcare, all that other kind of stuff is directly tied to DEI for people of color, especially Black people. So this is not, and I spoke to him about this because at this point, like, I've been leaning towards Jasmine for a while, because for a while I was more undecided, but I was more so trying to see, like, hear both of them out as candidates, more so than just like, not truly not knowing, I'll put it that way. But I was like, at that point in time, leaning towards Jasmine, but I still want to have this conversation with him, because if he ends up being the candidate, I need you to show up for all of us. I don't need it to just be one group or whatever. And I need to make sure that you're not going to get in this seat and be like, I got what I needed to do. I got what I needed to get here in this seat. Now I'm just going to go and turn to the other direction and do whatever I want to do and go into this direction of like dropping woke politics or whatever, when this directly impacts people in this state at a high degree. There's so many minorities in this state. There's more Hispanic people in Texas than there are white people. So sitting here, so I'm like, I don't like the idea. I'm sensitive to anything that's going to give me a whiff of you dropping something DEI related right now.
Yeah.
So it's like when you have that suspicion along with some other stuff, and then you add on this particular press release, some of the things I'm hearing, to Erica's point earlier about Black Texans and Black people in Austin in his district having issues along with other stuff. I'm like, this is so incredibly serious right now, and we need to flip Senate in order to like actually get him out of office. Like, the reason why he's been impeached so many times is because, and not actually taken out of office, is because impeachment happens in the House, the removal happens in Senate, and they have not had the opportunity to remove him because we haven't had the majority in Senate to do so. So this is like critical on so many levels. I'm like, I'm not willing to risk it when I'm seeing all these different things that are making me squint my eyes.
And also too, when we talk about like the debate, and of course, Jasmine Crockett said that, yeah, I'm open for impeachment. And not only that, she had a reason saying, I think she said tariffs. He does not have the legalities to be able to do the tariffs the way he's doing. And when they asked James Talarico about it, he said, I'm open to it. I'm open to it. You know, these billionaires are enriching themselves, and they said, "Can you be more specific?" And he said, "I'm not going to I'm not going to run down the articles of impeachment in a political debate." And I love the fact that Jasmine came back later on and said, I'll answer the question for you, since you don't know the articles of impeachment. You can't just bring one out." And she said, yes, they're enriching themselves and they're violating this particular article and the articles of impeachment. And that's what I would do it on. So when we talk about the impeachment, the removal not being able to get passed in the Senate, we know for a fact that she is somebody who I have a number of reasons I could vote yes on this, opposed to him saying, I'm open to it. I will look at it and see what you guys bring me, and then I will make the best decision. So,
But that's what
I'm not
who's there?
I've been John Whitmire. If you're in Houston, it's really giving John Whitmire. Just FYI.
When I streamed the debate and I heard his answer to that question, here's the reason why that pissed me off. First off, in response to the impeachment articles, he responded with how he tried to impeach Ken Paxton, and that was something that he spearheaded in his area. And then when he was specifically asked on what you would impeach him on, as Talarico was the one who mentioned financial corruption, that's when he responded with, oh, well, I'm not going to get into articles of impeachment with you. They didn't ask you to get into articles of impeachment.
Exactly.
They asked you what you could impeach him on. How would you go about it? That's what you were asked. And that was such a piss poor answer. I clowned him for that. We streamed the debate. I clowned him for that because that was embarrassing. And then obviously Crockett cleaned up really nice. She cleaned up really, 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 really nice. So that was like one of two particularly mediocre answers that really had me like, ew. Because I already knew who I was going to vote for. I more so went into the debate just to see if Talarico could say something that could make me go, okay, maybe. But no, that was absolutely not. And there's other things he answered, in my personal opinion, in a way that I liked a little bit better than Crockett, like one or two things. But that right there really damned him for me.
I do want to put it out there, just so we're all on the same page. Either way, he is leaps and bounds better than the Republicans. I still want to put that out there. Even from the background, he's 10, 15 times better than Cornyn or especially Paxton. My God. Jesus Christ.
Paxton is leading, Morgan. Paxton is actually leading in Republican polls. We went over 67 polls, 67 polls that I looked at. Now, granted, there are some outliers and more credible polls, but yeah, that was a shocker to me. I'm not going to lie. That I was super duper surprised at that. So
that's just everybody. You should be scared if you're not in Texas. We're trying to contain that monster here. That should be everybody.
Right.
That's why I keep saying, I'm like, y'all keep talking about AIPAC and Israel and stuff like that. Is that important? Am I pro-Palestine? Absolutely. I care about that deeply, but y'all don't want that monster in Senate. It's like, y'all keep playing games and trying to talk over us, but we trying to help y'all. He's a terror to this state. You don't want him to be a terror to this whole country.
Because Texas make a lot of weapons too. And majority of the people on here are from Texas as well. And we have, but it's 200 people in here. And if you're new in here and you're from Texas, put a 1 in the chat. We're gonna, no matter who's on the ticket in November, we're voting blue. Okay, we're voting blue. But we have to really think. And I know I played 2 Raw 2 Real video earlier this week or last week. Somebody let Sadia, please. Earlier this week or last week, But he also said that the polls are also saying that Jasmine has the better chance of beating Paxton. So we got to keep our eyes on the big picture, and we need to make the decision to get there, because you don't get caught up in your feelings and stuff like that. Because the question is, if you like Talarico, and I get it, he's done whatever in your particular district, or to your friend, or he taught my kid how to add 2 + 2, whatever the case may be. Think about this. Can he beat Paxton? Can he beat was it Cornyn, whoever? Can he beat them? If he can't, then we're wasting time, and what's the point? She has the better numbers to be able to possibly beat them at the moment. I just want to say that. And I think we also need to keep the bigger picture in mind. Because then if we do all of that and he can't beat them, then really, what are we doing? Hector, I think you want to say something.
Yeah, 6,000%. I was just going to say, I'll take it a step further. I think from everything we've seen so far, there's nothing James Talarico is going to do in a month that's going to help his campaign versus hurt it. So I think the polls are correct. I think we have enough information to see who's the best fit to beat them, and we need to go with that. Vote on your heart, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to do a PSA. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys, thems, and everyone else, welcome into the live. You're listening to James Talarico versus Jasmine Crockett, where we are going to be doing our best to prioritize the voice of Texans, but we also want to hear from individuals outside of the state, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a U.S. Senate seat as well. So do me a couple things. Double tap that screen. Let's get the likes up to 150K, and I think we can do so within the next 20, 25 minutes. I've seen what y'all have done with less, so we can absolutely get the likes up. We want to push this out to as many Texans as possible, make sure that they're getting the information that they need and the perspectives that they need. There's a lot of people in Texas who are not the most familiar with Texan politics, and they vote every some cases every year. It's ridiculous to me. So make sure that if you're a Texan, that you're following content creators such as everyone on this panel and some people in the comments even, that are in depth with everything that's happening in their districts, but across the entire state. Share out the live with your friends and family. We can get the shares up to 100. We're about at 72. Repost it, add it to your story, send it to your group chats, your sister, cousins, everything. If you haven't sent your daily heartbeats already, please make sure that you're following everyone on the panel, and especially Jessica Simone. She's doing this regularly throughout the week. So we absolutely want to push her out there, because early voting starts very soon. Your last day to register to vote is coming very soon. I believe that is the 2nd of February. So make sure, thank you. Make sure we're doing all those things. And then let's knock out these little hearts. We got 17 more. All the TikTok gifts, as stupid as they are, really help push out the creators on this thing. So make sure you're sending those. And finally, the best ways to support this platform and everything they have going on are going to be the links in the bio. Jessica Simone has all of them available there. You see that goal, you know what it does. It helps push all of these things out. It helps her come live frequently. It helps her have these conversations. It helps her platform all these fantastic Texan creators to talk about the things that they talk about. So make sure you're supporting her and everyone else as well. On that note, I do have to drop.
Thank you so much. I'll drop you down. Thank you, Hector.
Let's also do a recap, because I just want to, Hector got to it first. I wanted to do the same thing, but we jumped from 90 to 200 pretty fast. And I'm not quite sure if everybody understands what's going down. So maybe a recap, just a top liner of what has happened in the last 24 hours to help everyone understand what we're specifically talking about on the grand scale and the micro scale of what's going on in your district for Houston, and then the grand scale of what's going on in the Senate, and how this is also impacting the Black voter, as well as the same old, I guess you could say, planting politics narrative that's being happened from Talarico. So do you mind doing that? Because there's a whole bunch of new people in the room. I've been clocking the numbers. Having them up to date on what we're talking instead of them picking up midway would be very helpful. Are you ladies good for that?
Oh, of course. And Erica, Morgan, Michelle, please, because Anastasia, I know you just got here, but I think you're kind of up to date too. Definitely, please feel free to plug any holes that I may be missing, because you know me. I'm gonna give you the homegirl version, right? So you get so basically I felt something in my spirit that woke me up this morning. But in the last 24 hours, there has been a video leaked in which we played earlier from Jasmine's team, and they're talking about, hey, Jasmine's been attacked, they've been doing this. I think it's important that the other candidate be vetted as well, the same way that I'm being vetted, so that the voters are informed. So it was leaked audio and video from Jasmine's team. So Talarico's team seemed to have put their white woman tears on and said, oh my God, now she about to come at us. And they released a statement saying that, hey, Jasmine is about to put out a negative ad about us. Now, what I heard was they're about to put out robust ad, positive communications, and we actually have the ad in which I will play that again. And you can tell me does it seem like it's coming at James Talarico? Does it seem like it's negative? He said that they're about to send negative ads towards us. And I've done nothing but kept decorum. I've been nothing but good to her. Why would she do this to me? Something like that. So if you guys need to.
And don't forget, he ended it saying, but I will defend myself.
Yeah.
And when Morgan said, like, she's in marketing, listen, I pay attention to that kind of stuff. Choice of words, all of this is strategy. All of this is strategy. At the very end, he said, I will defend myself. So I don't know, as a Black woman, maybe I'm being a little too sensitive to that. But yeah.
Here, let me make this really, really, really big, as we saw earlier. Here we go. This is the statement that he has put out. I don't know how great you guys can see it, but I'll read it. Official statement from James Talarico on Crockett's leaked negative attack plans. This morning, Punch Bowl News reported that on a private call with billionaire mega donors, Jasmine Crockett's team outlined plans to release negative attack ads on fellow Democrat James. Now, throughout this campaign, in response, James Talarico released the following statement. Throughout this campaign, I have called Congresswoman Crockett a colleague and a friend. I've said this primary should be a positive race focused on our track records and our experience. Texas Democrats should not spend precious time and money attacking each other when we face the Herculean task of flipping the seat in November. But if the Congresswoman plans to attack me, I will defend my record defeating, I can't see those last two words, an extremism and delivering for working people. Right?
That just pissed me off all over again.
So
I'm sorry I did.
I think one of my issues here too, and I didn't say this in my video because people like, you always make everything about race. So I'm sorry. That's what I study. But I also think that this plays into stereotypes about Black women, about the angry Black woman, and it also allows him to kind of sit back as like the nice Christian guy who doesn't get his hands dirty. And I don't like that. I think there are, especially when you know that that if anything, if she goes negative, she didn't just go negative. This is defensive. And you know that. Even if your team wasn't part of that, you know that your self-appointed surrogates are out here attacking her left and right. It is relentless. It happened immediately. And we're getting caught in the strays as well. I mean, I've gotten into it with a big time content creator who was all in our business from Washington, D.C. So it's a lot of that. And I don't like that. And I think they play with, they are fully aware of what this language means. I refuse to believe that.
Because they love to act like they don't know what the quote unquote microaggressions is. We know what you're doing, and we know what you're doing. We know it. And this is the
that's
ad.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Before you play the ad, listen, Erica, Morgan, anybody who wants to weigh in on this. So for me, as a black woman in Texas, right? Like, first of all, this is giving PTSD. Number two, I feel like this is a failed strategy. I want people to understand this is a strategy. Please. I need people to lock in. This is strategy. And the video that you played earlier with the donor call or whatever that was, and thank you, Erica, for sharing that. And the digital ad. I looked at that as okay, that's strategy. James Talarico's team is doing the same damn thing, right? Who advised him that said, you know what? This is how we're going to win Texas. That's what is irking me about this. The play that they're making for the voters that they're making this for. Every single word of that statement was perfectly curated and crafted. And I'm insulted by it personally. Right. And so I don't know, after you play the ad, I think it's perfect to play now in response to this big, scary attack ad that they preemptively issued this statement on. I think it's insulting to people who are actually dialed in, and like Morgan said in her video, and Erica said too, who actually care about this state, right?
While communities are being attacked by their own government, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is fighting back.
They are turning us into Nazi Germany.
Crockett voted against ICE funding, will impeach Kristi Noem, and hold them all accountable. Crockett fights for us.
That's it.
While community,
Did you miss? If you need, do you need me to play it back? Did you miss the attack?
I think it needs to play one more time because I didn't hear his name. Like, did anyone hear Talarico's name? Like, I didn't hear his name. Did anyone hear his name?
Anybody hear a slight? Hold on, let me.
Did you say white boy?
being attacked by their own government, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is fighting back.
They are turning us into Nazi Germany.
Crockett voted against ICE funding, will impeach Kristi Noem, and hold them all accountable. Crockett fights for us.
I'm not going to stay up here long, but unless he's a Republican, she's not attacking him. Is he trying to tell us that he's a Republican?
So there was that moment.
Because literally that's the only party I can hear out of this ad that she's going after is literally the Republicans. Is he trying to tell us that he's a Republican?
I don't know. I don't know where he. I'm confused.
I will say, I think, because like I said, I work in PR, and part of that is crisis work. I work at an agency, so I wear many different hats. And I think one of the main things that I got from the press release was that they are looking at this as a proactive measure, like that this is something that's going to be coming up as well. And when it comes to monitoring or responding to crises, which I guess, especially considering their response to this, you could consider this that for them. You are going to try to understand the landscape that you're operating in and what the actual crisis is before you jump into responding to it. And that's something that they did not do at all. And why I so heavily leaned into the fact that I believe this is opportunistic. Because if any of these comm peoples are worth the money he pays for them to work for him, they should know that. They should know that when you see something come up like this is not the time to respond to it. This is the time to listen and see what she says, if she says anything at all. Because that's the thing. If you're discussing, because this was an internal call, so if this was something that she wasn't even on this call from what I could tell. So it could very well be this is a conversation happening in this group over here, and then it's brought to her and her team or whoever she's close with and consulting with. And they're like, nah, I actually don't think this is something that we want to do, or we want to approach this differently, or whatever. These are internal conversations that are happening a lot of times when we're figuring out how we want to approach crises. So you're going to see what exactly it is that they're going to say about you so you can keep the race more honest. You can represent yourself well. And then it puts the heat on her. And I'm not saying she was going to do it, but what I am saying is that if she was, it strategically doesn't even make sense for him to jump in like this to begin with. Nevertheless, like making this messy. So there's so many different angles where I'm looking at this, where I'm like, this does not make sense. This is an automatic, obvious thing where I'm like, let's keep an eye on it. So that's why I said the only time I feel like it would make sense for somebody to do something like this, for a candidate to jump ahead of something like this, is if, one, they do not feel confident about their ability to respond to whatever she says, or they feel like there's something that they have to hide. And I don't like that. So, and she gets hit all the time, daily. Like Fox News be on her every fucking day. She gets threats all the time. And it's like this one theoretical moment where you might get attacked. You go to this, like,
and you lose
I have a
it.
quick question for you, Morgan. I'm so sorry. I have a quick question. So timeline-wise, Erica or Morgan, because Erica, you shared the links. So, because people were asking in the chat, I know you mentioned it earlier, this digital ad, we kind of have to search for it. It's not on her website yet, right? So the ad is obviously out there for us to find. Okay, so the timeline was the audio was leaked first, then they made the response.
Yeah, so the audio, you can find the audio was leaked, and it was a story by Punchbowl News, which he talks about he references them in the statement. It's Punchbowl News. Punchbowl News released that. I'm not sure when that meeting was. I haven't seen an actual date on that. And then following up, so that's the one thing. And then if you go, oh, wait a minute,
because I'm trying to piece together this timeline.
Yes,
well, this was
wait a
posted
minute.
2 days ago, but a date is not on it.
Okay, and then the ad is a digital ad, so it's just running on probably like on Facebook and stuff like that. Scott Braddock linked that ad yesterday. Scott Braddock, like I said, is one of the top people in journalism for Texas. But I just want to put a quick note here. I don't know if you guys know who Christian Manuel is. If Amber's still on here, she knows who he is. Christian Manuel is a state rep out of the Beaumont area, black man. Christian was a supporter of Talarico, was on stage with him at his first Houston event, and has been quiet. He switched over to Jasmine Crockett's team, which most black reps are going to have to do. And he just made a post yesterday that I missed. It says, so he's a current colleague of James Talarico. I've tried to do everything to bite my tongue, but to prompt an accusation against a black woman based off of gossip and rumors is to promote the stereotype that black people are aggressive and that we are not. I did not see that Christian said this. I gotta up this. That's a big. Y'all don't understand. That's a big deal, y'all. Christian.
What
Manuel,
did I say?
Baby, that's a big deal.
Yep, the angry black woman trope. I said that. I literally, I've said that. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what
I didn't say, because I've said other things. I've gone hard on that, so I didn't say that one. But y'all, I don't think this is Christian's. This is Talarico's colleague. A man. I have a picture. He stood next to him on the stage when Talarico announced, picked him over Allred. And so people figured people were going to like switch sides on the slide. No, Christian's getting loud. I don't think people saw this post. Well, I'm about to screenshot it and share it everywhere.
And the other thing I have an issue with too is she's going to, I won't say, it's going to be hard for her, if she even chooses to do so, to respond to this. Like if she was like, oh, I want to be able to come out and say something in response to this, she's automatically going to get more heat for it because of that same trope of the angry black woman thing. So it's like, why would you even put that in as a possibility? Because it's like, because at the end of the day, we all on the same team. That's what doesn't make sense to me. It would make more sense if he was like a Republican. But you even said yourself that you understand whoever wins this, we gonna have to get behind. So why would you put her in a position to have people coming at her? Yeah.
No. I was telling somebody they can go next. But yeah, but that makes complete sense. You can go ahead and finish. But I want to add on to that too after you're done.
No, that was all. I'm just mad because he knows better.
Yeah, because like you said, you're gonna have to get behind that. Now, I'm just, one of the constituents. I already said I'm getting behind whoever's gonna be there in blue, but I can also too have my thoughts and my opinions, and I could bring the facts to the forefront in the meantime. But as a candidate, knowing that you're gonna have to get all your constituents to support whoever is going to be in the primary, and just kind of start this mess, in which I think that if what was most important was flipping this seat, he would have stepped down anyway. But yeah, I before the mess even got started, you jumped out there with your white woman tears. It's like the video that I watched when the Karen don't be getting hit, but she like, stop hitting me, and like, girl, I'm not even touching you. What are you talking about? That's what it's given. Saji, welcome in. How are you? What are your thoughts? It woke me up in my spirit this morning, and I said, I told y'all niggas.
Oh my gosh. I'm still a little bit sick, but I was like, what? Just as live early. I'm coming in. All I want to say is I called this too.
You did.
Okay? When I first saw this debate, yes, when I first saw this debate, I said, why the hell are you calling her your friend? It was giving already microaggression because she's not your fucking friend. She is your contender. Okay, she is a candidate. She's not your friend. She's not your buddy. And he was already like diminishing what she was doing. Like he was acting as though he was already going to win, and he's just being friendly, and he's got it in the bag, right? He kept saying she and I. Sir, she has a name. Okay, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Refer to her by her name, not colleague, not friend, not buddy, not she. She has a name. It's Jasmine Crockett. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
You did say that, Jaja. You did say it. You like call her by her name. Stop calling her her.
And you see, and what it's giving to me, Jess, more than the Karen that was not getting hit and was claiming it. This is giving colonizers coming in and telling indigenous people, hey, all is good. They literally have diaries on this shit where they said we're gonna pretend to get along with them. We're gonna be around their families. We're gonna eat with them, and in the night we're gonna burn down their villages. You can only be disappointed in James Talarico if you believed him in the first place.
You could only be disappointed in James Talarico as if you believed him in the first place. And they have a history of pretending with us. And just per the history, I just can't take that chance considering the fact that the state of the country is in, the state of Texas is in, period. I just can't take that risk. By trusting it, especially when I actually have a better option, especially when I have another option, a better option with a track record. I just can't. And I'm probably not letting it get away because I'm a Black woman too. Taking the biases out, she's the best candidate. Putting the biases in, I'm going Jasmine Crockett all of the way. So I just can't. A white Christian too, man. I've seen what the white Christians have done. They are literally. I just watched another one. I know they're like white nationalist evangelicals Christian talking about. Yeah, you cannot be a Christian and vote Democrat. Jesus would not let immigrants in. Jesus, would be mad at the leftists. I'm like, where are y'all getting this rhetoric? I can't trust another white Christian. I just can't. And I know they're very good at pretending. I watch they're just very good at pretending.
Also, just if they want to push these stereotypes of Black women, which are not true, let's push the stereotypes that they got. 6% of the population globally, 100% of the G sides. They have 600 years in this land, right, alone, of lying, of deceiving people, of breaking treaties, of going back on deals, of stealing things that they promised to give. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to push their stereotype. That's what we got to do. Their stereotype is actually true.
That part.
Another thing I want to put out there is like more focus on Jasmine than James. Like I've mentioned this multiple times that I'm in her district currently as a House representative. And I'm hoping that this shifts a little bit and she starts doing this more in the future. But she is so great as a rep for us in this district. And I don't think people realize that, which is why they keep thinking that all she does is clap back at Trump. She does so much more than that. If anything, I worry about her being spread thin, like truthfully, because she's so responsive to us as constituents. Like there's so many things that she's done that like the general public does not know about. Some of those things were touched on during her rally when she did her announcement and stuff like that. Like the wife of the postal worker that passed away due to like a heat stroke or whatever, like her reaching out to her and being the first one to do so and helping her try to navigate, you know, whatever she's supposed to be due from the postal service and stuff like that. Or like some of the meetings that she's held with the community here in District 30 in regards to ICE and immigration and stuff like that. Like I mean, not to drop too much tea, but she has helped people impacted by ICE when other representatives haven't, and that aren't her constituents. And when you have that on top of the way that she's helped me personally, the town halls she's had where I've talked about how great of a communicator she is, like she's had a really a really good way of communicating complex topics in a very accessible way. And I think that's incredibly important, especially when we get into the general, when you have this tendency of Democrats to talk in this very academic way. And that's not going to win over your average voter. Because again, as someone in PR, we have to write at a certain level, reading level. And it's not going to be, and this is no shade of Kamala, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This ain't going to be at the level of saying capitulation. Didn't nobody know what that meant.
I had to go look it up. I said, damn, she made me pull out my
like,
dictionary.
girl, they don't know what that means. but you know, we all got our strengths and stuff like that. That, you know, she's smart. So she was, you know, saying what she needed to. But all I'm gonna say is I look forward to when she publishes her policy page. And it sounds like some of that's gonna include some of the things that she has already done in her district. And I look forward to that because I want to see people to see the meat and potatoes that comes with Jasmine and why I support her so much.
And I was thinking people wouldn't even know who he was if it wasn't for him running against Jasmine Crockett, because I know she has the name at the moment, which I think is important. And I'm like, damn, should I not even just talk about who he is and just advocate and just highlight all of the accolades and the things that she has done? Because if we don't mention them, you know, they don't exist. Green Alternatives, welcome in. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm doing very good, thank you. How are you
Just reset
doing?
your life goal.
Blessed and
I
highly
had to come
favored.
up.
Thank you. Are you in Texas too?
Yes, I am. I'm in
Yes.
San Antonio. Yes, and my car
Did
is
you say
full.
Did you say San Antonio?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have a trunk full of signs from Jasmine and everybody that I encounter that looks friendly. I have flyers from her team that I'm passing out. And my thing is, I wanted to come up here and say that if we, instead of thinking of going in the streets, I'm talking for the people in the back, actually do some work, because we encounter at least 30 people a day when we're out and about. And we could tell our friends to check their registrations and so forth, and do that instead of going in the streets. It will go further for us than what we are seeing and experiencing in the streets marching. I mean, it has its place. I'm not for marching so much as I am for, you know, today I have phone banking and I'm gonna pass flyers and signs and plant some signs for her. I support her 100%. I believe her heart is in the game. And there are things coming out about, you know, her opponent taking money from the GOP. And he smells like cinema. He smells like, you know, Featherman and mention. And so, you know, I'm pushing while I'm working, because I work out and about, you know, I am pushing for my girl, and I support her 100% because I believe that she is one of the genuine people who are not there to get a bag. And you know, she's doing the actual work. I've seen her and, you know, I believe in what she's doing.
Yes, thank you, Morgan and Erica, for your time. I appreciate you. Queens, I know you guys are up to date. I hope you guys gave them a follow. If you've not, give them a follow as well. Green Alternatives, also to thank you for the work that you're doing. And I was thinking about earlier, like I said, we probably wouldn't even know who he is if it wasn't for Jasmine. And it's crazy because now you're getting your recognition, a lot of your recognition, not for the back of a Black woman, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But, you know, you're getting your...
Ooh, I'll say it. Ooh.
You're getting your, you know, your recognition off of the hard work that she's put in. And I just like, I keep reiterating, being able to take biases and out and just step back. She's the better candidate. She's the fighter I love that she's a fighter. And y'all say we need a fighter. And then when you say you love to see a fighter, how can you not see it? I feel like sometimes y'all don't even be putting the two together in the same sentence. We're just not going to be able to do it.
I was going to reiterate for the 180 people in here. if you are not in Texas, and I thought what Erica said was so profound. She said it in the chat. She said, as we are navigating these TikTok streets and social media streets and other platforms, we need to make sure that we're defending her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to what Morgan was saying about how great she is and how responsive she is in her district, we've got to make sure that we're out here doing it. Listen, I will troll a comment section like a mug. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm quick on it. We need to be reposting, people supporting lives like Justice who are out here, making time for us to talk about this. So if you are outside of Texas, if you have PTSD from 2024, if you saw what happened specifically on this app regarding VP Harris,
Mm-hmm.
and the messaging around it, if you are a little bit more adept, I guess, or maybe I shouldn't use. Okay, if you can spot anti-blackness and microaggression, damn it, look, I'm dumb at that. If you can spot it, you need to clock it, right?
Yes.
You have a job to do too. I'm always speaking to the broader coalition, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't in. I'm not a New Yorker, but when I saw negative information about Mamdani, I clocked it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you can't donate, if you are not a Texan, that's fine. You are in these TikTok streets though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, clock it. Get in them comment sections when you see problematic comments and problematic posts, right? That's equally as important. So, and for the love of God, for the love of all that's good and holy, y'all, I'm older than everybody, probably everybody up in here. Okay, maybe with a few exceptions. I'm definitely auntie level. Well, technically I'm a grandmother, but I'm just saying.
Auntie Nichelle.
Auntie, that's my baby. Auntie Shell up in here. Auntie Shell. If you see some of the recurring themes that we saw in 2024 of people, again, just like Jess had said, we've said this whole time, it's okay to critique. It's okay to have the conversation. That's what we're here to do if you're an informed voter. I love the way that you say that, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are in these TikTok streets and you see posts of people, and I've seen them, let's not act like we've not seen them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as prevalent as they were in 2024. But these posts say, Texans, what are y'all doing? You can't vote for her, or bringing up other things that don't matter. You clock that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because as Morgan said, as I have said, as Jess has said, as Erica said, voter apathy is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So please, y'all do y'all part too.
Thank you. Saji, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been seeing the show with me in the comment sections. We're fighting out there for our lives.
We be in them comments, boy.
I'm
wait,
like, don't
Sasha,
play with me.
Wait a minute, Sasha. Sorry, did you see the comment that I left on your video? That
Yes.
You girl, I forwarded that shit to Sasha so fast. I was like, look at this. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
And that's what I'm saying. And I had a discussion with that person on a different panel, and they were very much acting like this. So here's my thing. They don't have a problem with talking shit about Jasmine Crockett, things that cannot even be proven and are just plain out anti-blackness. I'm gonna talk shit about James Talarico all the way through, baby. All the way through, baby. Because you're not gonna play anymore. I'm so tired of these goalposts being moved, of these lines being moved. They say, oh, my red line is this, and then you find out that red line's been crossed with evidence by James Talarico, and all of a sudden it's, oh, well, it's every politician, they have to say that, but I still believe that. Shut the fuck up, you're lying.
Mm-hmm.
You're lying. So no, I'm gonna talk shit about James Talarico all the way, not just because I want Jasmine Crockett to win, but because he actually is showing signs already that he does not have the balls to go up against the people he says he's gonna go up against. There's a reason why Jasmine Crockett has unaligned threats on her head, why they stay talking about her, why there has been multiple confrontations, because they know that that's what she's about. They know that she's coming to change shit up, that she's not one of the politicians that we've had over and over again, that she's different. The reason why nobody knew who the fuck he was until he decided to run up against her is because he's not actually been challenging anybody, because he has been taking donations in the back by billionaires, because he's really not what he says he's about. and him coming out and saying, oh, well, I think she's my friend, but if she goes there, I'm gonna go there. We've heard that before. Go there, baby. Go there right now. We want you to stop playing like you're this good old innocent white Christian boy, because we know the truth. You were out there smiling in 2019 with AIPAC. You were out there getting donations, and what the fudge? You've been in position for longer than Jasmine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's this person in the chat?
Then why we don't know
anyways
you?
Anyways, why we don't know you, and why you're not able to explain it. Same thing as I told that person the other day. Why can you not convince a regular bitch? Why are we not convinced? She said, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do A, B, and C. And not only am I going to do A, B, and C, I've already been doing D, E, and F. I've already been on the ground. I've been at the Tyson factory talking to people that were laid off and whose jobs were replaced by AI. I've been in the detention centers visiting Leon Ramos. I've been talking to people who have been taken by ICE. I've been down in Minnesota. Like, she's been doing these things. She's not just talking about what she's gonna do. And guess what? He could have done it too. But he thinks that because he's white and because he can try to appeal to Christians while supporting AB, supporting LGBTQ, and supporting gambling. I don't know why he thinks that, but anyways, he thinks that he just got it in the bag, that he doesn't have to do anything. And that's how politicians have been working this whole time. We got all these dinosaurs up in office who were in a freaking reality TV show and thought that they could run the country. We don't need that. We need people who are actually doing shit already for us and now want to do more and have access to be able to do more for us. Not who are waiting to do something.
Oh, do you want to add? I was gonna play a couple of other videos. Just no, not that one. Oh, here. I
said, can I get an I told you so in Spanish? Te lo dije. Te lo dije.
Te lo dije.
Te lo dije.
Wait, say it again.
Te lo dije.
Can you put it in the
Te
chat?
lo dije.
Is it a D or D?
D as in dog. Te lo
Te lo
dije.
dije.
Te lo dije.
Te lo dije.
Te lo dije.
Put it in the chat
Got
so
it.
I can read it. Told you so. No. Because it be translating from on my Te lo dije. Te lo dije. Te lo dije. Bitch.
Yeah, you gotta get that anger. Te lo dije.
What is you talking about? Here we go. Let me see. I don't even know what this
candidate
says.
in the state of Texas. You imagine that you were running as a political candidate in the state of Texas. You running for United States Senate. Everybody acting like you JFK. You done sat up here, gave us scriptures, gave us a word. Then we come to find out everything may not be as it seems. Everything may not be as it seems because you've hired consultants that are problematic, seem to be pushing out information that just isn't true about your opponent, who also happens to be a Black woman. Meanwhile, you've been pursuing Black content creators because the word on the street is you're not really connected to the Black community. And the thing is, you kind of already knew that, but you didn't want to put out your polling number on how you're polling with the Black community. Yes. But people want somebody who's already a member of the U.S. House of Representatives to be over, above, beyond you. There are people now calling you out because of the consultants you work with, people that you take money from. And when I have asked you for some detailed statements and detailed answers, I haven't gotten it. And so I'm going to let people draw their own conclusion, which I can guess who I'm talking about. But I can tell you this, early voting is coming up soon. And so somebody need to give some type of answers and quick. That's all I know. Imagine.
Somebody better get some type of answers and quick.
So for all of y'all who don't know, that is, I think her page is, her name is Courtney, but I think her page is Courtney
you were running as a
Couture.
political.
Hold on, let me
Is
push
that who
mute.
it was?
Courthouse Couture. Let me give her a follow too. Go ahead.
Okay.
Courthouse
Couture. So her and Erica, Black Girls Who Brunch, they go live together a lot. The political consultant that she's referring to is Liz Smith, Lis. Google her just if you ever want to go down a little rabbit hole, and a lot of this will kind of make sense. That's one of the consultants that, and it's not Liz, it's with an S. Gotcha. Lis Smith Talarico.
Because last night I picked up Liz. Now I'm peeling up the right person. This girl with the black hair, right?
Right, and the red and the like red top or whatever.
I wanted to say something just because I am a person that's outside of the Black community technically. So I'm like, I saw Taylor and I had heard, I believe it was Erica on the panel that had said, well, I didn't want to do too much, or I don't want it to be too much. Girl, this is what I'm going to say. My parents growing up thought I was a crazy kid. Okay. They thought I was the wild card. So I lived in that. Okay. I was not going to grow up trying to prove them wrong. I said, let me get all the tattoos. Let me get divorced twice. Let me build my own business and stand on my own business. I don't need a degree. Like I have owned up to whatever the hell. I don't care what you got to say of me. This is who I am. I think that what is happening on the left, or what has been happening on the left, is that we have had a lot of candidates who want to play it cute, who want to be very articulate, who want to be very professional. And the right side is like, did you see that bitch's smile? Like, this is how they talk. They're like, oh, but did y'all hear? Like, they get so down and dirty. They get all the way to the ground. I told y'all, 2026, we are being petty. Who the fuck cares? These people on the right, these racists, already think every fucking stereotype of Jasmine Crockett. Whether she started, being more calm and like being like, thank you for asking. Whether she changed up her tune, they would find something else. Her hair, her lashes, her lips, her shoulders, her hands, her toes. They would find something to say. So if you're gonna already have something to say, the back of her kneecap. We gotta go as hard as the right. That's why I put the picture of Elf on the Shelf on Talarico, and why I put the picture of the Toy Story character with the eye half open for John Paxton. We gotta go all the way to the ground.
That I have to say, I have to jump in real quick. I've been trying to say something. The right, they always repost, they always follow each other, they stick together like glue. If we're gonna act like them, we'll also get to, have to get that, because they basically help to further whatever ad numbers that those the GOP puts out. It gets further by reposting and so forth. They are a repost machine. They are a follow back machine. So if we're gonna meet them where they're at, that's one of the places that we could meet them at that is gonna benefit the candidates that we're pushing. I just thought that, in addition to being in the comments and fighting for our lives, I think that putting out like beneficial videos, reposting beneficial videos, retweeting wherever you are at, to put because the app is gonna naturally suppress everything that Jasmine is gonna put out naturally, especially now. So as foot soldiers, the repost button is gonna be our way to stand on business, just like the GOP folks. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
And two, shameless plug. That's why I started We Are What's Left, which is a directory of creators, so that we could collectively break the algorithm by pushing the truth about Jasmine, pushing the things that we know, pushing each other's content, and when we make it to be able to push these messages further. The videos that I'm showing now, introducing those who may not know into other people. So if you haven't been if you haven't following Courthouse Couture, definitely go do so. If you're not following Morgan, definitely go and do so. Hold on, why is it not going up now? Hold on. Why is it not going up? If you're not following, yeah. And if you're not following, I have her. Oh, Black Girls Who Brunch, Erica, who was in here earlier. I don't know why it's not adding up, but you could see her name right there. I don't know why the video is not coming with the thing, but yeah, definitely do so. And repost their messages, especially when we're talking about Jasmine Crockett and not only uplift to her accolades and why we make the choices we make, repost, share to your story, do those things. Let's break the algorithm together. Go ahead, Side.
Yeah, I'm still answering Taylor in the chat. and other
What
people
Taylor
that said,
say?
well, what up? No, like asking if we should go too hard on James because of the voter apathy.
Oh, okay.
Listen, if James didn't want this to be a competition, then he would have dropped out of the race. If he thought that if he wanted to be best friends, okay, and have matching bracelets and go to teacup parties, he should have dropped out of the race. Then they could have became best friends. He chose to be her competitor. He's competing against her for the spot. This is a competition, period. This is a race, period. So yes, I want to go hard on James because you cannot put it past people. All of this propaganda that has been put out. Have we heard, and maybe I'm wrong, but have we heard a response from James defending her? Has he come out and said people are having microaggressions, as he is? Has he said, oh no, she's not taking any money from AIPAC? Oh, the statement that she issued on Palestine is no different than the one I've issued? Has he come out and said that? Nope. Not that I know, not that I've seen. So why should she, this whole, and it's very psychological, Jess, this whole calling you friend. Have y'all ever had a person that was fucking shady to you?
Like your little
but then
business,
they called
your
you a
little
friend? And then they'll be like, as a friend, I think that your lips look busted. Bitch, you're not my friend. All of these backhanded compliments, but your nose is cute. but your hair is cute today. Like, nah, we see it. You're not actually showing up and defending her. You just want to call her a friend, so that you're putting it in her mind that she's your little friend. And so she don't have to go hard against you. And then in the meanwhile, in the background, other people are going hard against her, but you're not treating her like a friend because you're not coming up. You're not coming out and say, don't say this. You're wrong. Or he didn't say, what did he say just right after she mentioned that she had threats against her life? Did he say, oh, well, James Talarico, this answer's for you. You got 30 seconds. He didn't say, I condemn political violence. I condemn the threats against my friend, Jasmine Crockett. He moved the fuck out. He didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even feel sad. Like, well, we're supposed to feel sad for you growing up. And, I was a kid with single parent and I was eating the leftovers in the refrigerator and I sat on an air conditioner. Like, we have to know your whole life. But this woman today, your friend, is going through unalive threats and you didn't have 5 seconds to say, like, I'm with you. Like, I support you. I condemn that. Nah.
Welcome in, Stacy. How are you?
Hi, Jess. Hi, panel. Hi, everyone. How are you today? Hope everybody's staying warm.
Oh, yeah. Baby, I haven't not been out the house since last Friday. We've been snowed in.
I'm looking out there. It's not inviting. I'm Black. I like it. I'm African. I like it hot.
Yeah. So I'm just been looking out my window, looking at the freeway. But like, oh, y'all driving too fast. Slow down.
Yeah. The roads are fine here, but we might be getting some more snow in the Northeast this weekend. So I plan on keeping it parked. Excuse me. So just jumping in and listening to the chat, and yeah, I think that there's a lot going on here. I do have concern though, from what I can gather, and breaking news, right? From what I can gather, it seems like he released that statement a little premature, trying to get ahead of the curve. Keep it cute, James. But I do want to caution, and I know I've heard this message on this panel before. We do need to make sure that we stay on the same page and on one accord, that we voting for whoever win the primary.
We're voting for whoever's going to be on the primary in November in blue. We're voting blue. I'm going to talk shit about you and I'm going to be voting, but you're going to get my vote. I'm not even going to say that because the person that may be on the primary in there may not be even the person I'm talking shit about. It could be the person that I'm backing. If this race is so fucking important, then why aren't y'all doing what y'all need to do right now? Do you really think that he could beat Paxton or Cornyn? Because the polls are saying he ain't got a fucking chance. So why are we even? If it's so important, why everybody up in their arms about it? Like it shouldn't be. If you want it to be that important to me, and it was like, remember to vote blue in November. It should be that important to you right now that we get the best candidate in who could actually win when it comes to November, who is really going to have our back. Like, get serious right now. I don't want to get serious. I want to get serious right now about what we can do in November.
Yes.
Because then there's no point if he don't have a chance. Then what the fuck are we talking about?
So who are you saying is saying he doesn't have a chance?
The polls are saying the polls that Too Raw Too Real pulled up are saying that he doesn't have a chance between any of the Republicans, like down by 10%. Like, because when November comes, it's only gonna be him and whoever is winning over there. Right. So whether it's Paxton, Cornyn, or whoever the third person was, he don't have a chance against any of them. Now, the poll with Jasmine in the front said that she at least had a chance of beating Paxton at this particular point. And then, but that was also too like a week ago. So if polls are changing, definitely bring him to the forefront. We would like to see. But if he doesn't have a chance, don't nobody know him. The only reason a lot of people have just came out to know him is because of Jasmine. Again, off of a Black woman's work. So let's fight. Let's vote for the person that we know we need. We need a fighter. She's a fighter. But James Talarico, no, what are we talking about? I need everybody to get serious right now. If it's that important. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, I think that we can, as someone just said, walk and chew gum at the same time. I think that we can get behind our candidate that we want to win, Miss Jasmine Crockett, without trashing him. I said it. I think that we can, because at the end of the day, we don't want it to be a Kamala situation where people are so butthurt over the opponent that they're just like, well, screw it. I'm sitting home, because the 90 million sunk us. Be clear. The 90 million sunk us. The voter apathy, the butthurt folks sunk us.
But why would they butthurt?
Because white people be butthurt over us.
Because they be racist.
Oh, because of Bernie.
No. I mean, I'm talking about Kamala, right? Yeah, like 90 million people sat it out. So I'm just saying, I think we can, excuse me. I think we can continue to point out what it's kind of like how instead of us talking about all the things that Biden and Harris did for the country when he was still in, and then when Kamala went in, instead of talking about the accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration, everybody was talking about Trump. Trump shitting his diaper. Trump be drooling. Trump's color. Trump smells. Trump this, and the other. It's like they focus so much on Trump instead of what the Biden administration was doing, that when racism and misogyny kicked in, there was nothing anchoring their opinion of her or him, right? So
we can walk and chew gum at the same time, so we can leave people that want to be nice and push out the things that Jasmine has done and what the policies that she's working on and the work on the ground that she's doing. And we can also trash Talarico, because I'm sorry, he already started it, first of all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Not saying, I initially said, that was the first thing I said, Saji, was that he done got out over his skis and was premature in what he did. Like, you can't throw a rock and then hide your hands, so you're gonna have to answer for that. And it's not about being nice, Saji. I'm just saying, let's just not fall into the same trap that we can do and focus on the negative and not uplift and really push forth the message of the positive of what she's doing. Because if he's done this, he's going to do more, and it's going to be self-evident. He is going to show it himself. So let him tell on himself and let us uplift our candidate.
Now, with the people that are on the fence and they come in and like, I don't know if it's Jasmine, do you
mini raid?
Do you you tell him?
Welcome to Smitty Raid.
Smitty tell me Smitty was lying.
I just looked down and saw it. Literally.
Smitty Raid in the building. Drop some Mickey crowd for the Smitty Raid. But I don't want us to ignore truth. Because we can do. I feel like we all breaking record. Chew gum, walk and chew gum at the same time. We can uplift our accomplishments and the people that are on the fence, and you want to be able to say, I can also give you truth. I know
absolutely.
This is what I don't like about white tea people. When you bring up their facts and their truth and the history and things that they have done, guess what? they get butthurt. And I don't think we should avoid facts and truth just because they don't. I mean, they're literally pulling their own history books out of school because they don't like their own history.
100%.
Yeah, so I do think it's important to state the facts, regardless. I haven't said, oh, you ugly this, and he do kind of look like the elf on the shelf. But the facts that I'm saying, like, hey, you came out, you said that she's going to attack you and you're going to defend yourself. You're not answering the questions. You're piggybacking off of what she says. I can clock the microaggressions. I can clock you trying to, which seems like you're trying to learn this from Kamala Harris, capitulate to the Black woman tropes, and I'm going to say the fact that if they don't look good on you, they just don't look good on you. And again, regardless of who's going to be on the ballot in November, we're going to vote for. But but this election is so important to me, and the risk of not only Texas and our country that we all say about it, like, don't let this don't mess up, still go vote now, so we don't even have to worry about that, and vote now for the person we think could actually win, because if you do and he can't win that, we're really just wasting our time. We all still show up, but we're just kind of wasting our time if more people are going to sit out, if it's him or this, or for whatever reason he's losing in the polls right now.
But can I answer that real quick?
I don't know that I'm saying, well, like I said, I'm not talking about being nice. I think I'm just talking about a balance of making sure that we really push her. We can absolutely call out bullshit and call a spade a spade. We're not putting lipstick on a pig, right? So call a spade, but spend the majority of our time pushing her and pushing her policies. Like, I was reading the thread, and it was saying that she doesn't have policies on her website and he does, or some bullshit. I'm like, okay, so we need to figure out, is that true? And if it's not, then we need to counteract that and just keep pushing forward the positive and calling out his bullshit at the same time. And
yes,
so
that's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
I agree.
I just want to, I want to add to what Stacey's saying. And I know, listen, and the nuance of this conversation as we're advocating in the primary, I have called that out, the balance of it all, right? Because like Jessica said, like so many of us have said, we are critiquing now, rightfully so, but we all have to rally around, should he become the candidate, right? And I know Green Alternative, if you put it in the chat, I'm saying the same thing. Listen, I understand about registering. I have phone banked endlessly, but as Erica said, as Morgan has said, we have all said this, voter apathy is our number one issue here in Texas. I cannot stress that enough, right? It's not so much, yes, get out and register. If you are currently registered, make sure that you double check your registration to make sure that you're still registered, right? If voting didn't matter, Abbott wouldn't be dumping millions of dollars into voter suppression, specifically around the Houston area, right? And you're kind of seeing that somewhere a little bit in the southern part of Texas, right? So again, if people are outside of Texas and you're enjoying this conversation, blah blah blah, and you want to help and support, we saw how catastrophic that was, people weighing in or not understanding like Texas politics and pushing people to not engage. I think Stacey said it, like 90 million people, like that's a big deal. That's a big deal. As Erica said, if we just rallied just one demographic alone, the Black community, that's what she say, Jess, what was it, 48% of the vote? Like, you know what I mean? You only need 51 to
Black
win.
people are 25%.
Oh, yeah, 25, right.
And we only need 50 to win.
And we only need 50 to win. So again, as we having this conversation, I agree 1000% with what Stacey said. It's about that balance, right? So I just can't stress that enough. I just wanted to add on to that.
Okay, give me 1 second, you guys. Give me a follow if you have not done so. Tap screen share the live. If I've probably muted you, it's just probably because there's an echo. If I muted you while you weren't talking, it's just like, it's not a don't talk. It's just sometimes there's an echo. Give me a follow if you're not done so. Share the live to your story. Share the live to your screen. Drop some crowns in the chat for Big LM that says, for excellent live, I'm going to need your ass to eat. because I have not eaten, but that's okay. What up, Big West? King West is in the building. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. We have 132. I guess we got already. But you can show love directly if you want to. I'm Jessica Simone on the Blue or Green app. Today we're talking about obviously Jasmine Crockett and James Talarico. There has been a leaked conversation that our team was having about the other candidate being vetted properly. Everybody should be informed. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to play it all over again. And then this is the video that they released afterwards and showed that I guess this attack. And he also released a statement saying, I'm going to defend myself. And then we played a video from Morgan. Shout out to Morgan, who was able to come by too, when she talked about, like, what do you mean? She didn't say, what do you mean defend yourself? My thing is, if you're jumping out the window to try to get ahead of it, is it either you're scared or you're hiding something? Like, what is the issue? And I also to agree, like, defend yourself from what? They and the video okay, I'm gonna play it. They didn't even say that they were going to they didn't even say that. So I'm a little bit confuddled. So let me go to here really quick. This is the video, and let's just run it back and play it one more time, you guys. And I'm gonna make it a little big so you can see. And peep the screenshot.
You know from Terrence's presentation is that the Congresswoman has a number of very convincing messages, positive messages about who she has as a candidate. And there are also some issues that are troubling for her opponent or raise some questions. And because her opponent is somewhat less well known, people do need to hear certain information so they can make an informed decision. People have heard negative things about Congresswoman Crockett, but Democratic voters still strongly are strongly favorable to Congresswoman Crockett. The other candidate needs to go through the same vetting. Congresswoman Crockett is going to begin in earnest a very robust communication strategy that will be across major markets. It'll be targeting the swingiest voters in this election, young voters, Latino voters. Will be turning out her base voters. And so she'll be communicating on broadcast television, cable television, digital social media, and connected TV. YouTube is going to be a key battleground. It's where a lot of young people are. It's where a lot of Latino voters are. And so on the paid communication side, she's going to have a robust program with some very strong ads that take advantage of the positive messaging, but also allow her to present some information to the electorate. Some contrast information about her record and her opponent's record.
He said contrast, some differences about her record and her opponent's record. So we clocked that, right? Did she say, oh, we're going to run negative ads on him? Said robust communications. People should be informed voters, which I think is very important, which is why I even got into going live about it and, just making sure that you inform. Vote for who the fuck you want to vote for. But just don't come at me talking to, anyways, vote for who you want to vote for. You deserve to be informed, right? So I'm going to play. Does somebody want to say something? And then hold on really quick. Let me bring Smitty into Smitty. Because he may have ended because he got to go. I don't know. So let me get Smitty in really quick. Hey, Smitty, how you doing? Show Cal.
Good. How are you, fam? I'm enjoying the live. I do have to go pretty soon, but I wanted to come up really quick and just get more context. So I'm glad you played that video. And then I guess what I came up for initially was I think this idea, and this probably kind of rolls into what you were playing. This idea that we demand perfection from Black women and women of color, and we allow so much imperfection from people of other backgrounds, and also I think those of us who are not Black women and women of color. Shauna, what's going on, fam? Hey, Sarah. The fact that we never ever seem to put, again, Black women and women of color in the appropriate context. That really bothers me. Because I see it on my panels all the time. I see it with Jasmine Crockett. I see the images they use of her, right? When they're trying to belittle her perspective. And I think it's something that we have to constantly be loud about, and to see this kind of rhetoric coming from, an opponent, right, that is within the Democratic Party, is disappointing, but it's not surprising. And I think that's important. It's not surprising. And this is where I always try to check people that point the finger at MAGA when, they're talking about, oh my gosh, look at how MAGA is terrible to women. But the Democrats, while they're not terrible, are not that much better. Because if you don't normalize Black women and women of color in leadership, who are the most talented right now in the Democratic Party, then you're not that much better.
Yeah.
You're not that much better, right? And so I feel like we really need to have an internal conversation first before we start going on and pointing fingers. And this has always been my issue with folks in the Democratic Party. We yes, is Donald Trump problematic? We already know that, of course, right? But we got a lot of folks in our own place that's problematic. Now, the second thing that I like that you're doing, fam, I want to speak on this real quick, is you are highlighting the folks from Texas. Okay. I was in Texas for approximately an hour yesterday connecting, and I was reminded that Texas is different.
Yep.
Texas is very different. And so just because I understand politics here in Southern California doesn't mean that I understand politics in Texas.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad you got Nichelle up here, and other folks from Texas clocking all of the misinformation and all of the nuances, even more important, that go into running a campaign in that state, and why folks take certain positions and why people move a certain way, right? So I just wanted to say that. I appreciate you, fam. I know we got to talk soon, but I just wanted to come up and say that.
I figured you just been busy. I was like, you know what? He gonna let me know when it's time, okay?
Oh.
When he sit down for a second.
Oh, absolutely. Nichelle knows I've been all over this dang country. But yes, absolutely. We're going to talk soon. But I just wanted to say
And
this.
you
Really
didn't say
important.
hi to me. You didn't even say hi to me.
Listen. You want to listen. I got a whole lot of dirty laundry I want to air with your ass right now, but I'm not going to do it. You ain't gonna make me do it. Don't make me pull Jamal on you now. I will do that too.
Look at him, y'all. He be treating me so bad.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all soon.
Be careful. Be careful out there.
Bye.
So real quick, Jessica, for everybody who came in from the raid. So what she just played, we got to get the timeline right, and why Miss Jess is hosting this important live. So that audio was leaked. Okay, and shout out to you for catching that screenshot, girl. The sound for the screenshot, like
who screenshot?
You're like, who screenshot it? Like, that was crazy. So not only was it leaked, but whoever was videoing it screenshot the thing. So that audio was leaked. Okay, and then James overnight from y'all who were in here when we were talking about, and Jess was hosting live about the debate or whatever, a statement was leaked. Or I'm sorry, a statement was put out, okay, responding to this so-called problematic leak, okay?
And which I'm about to show too.
Which she's about to show. And then the video, when she shows that, because I know a lot of people were asking about where to find it, it's not on her website, okay? So I think the context matters. So I just wanted to catch y'all up on the timeline of what happened. The statement that she's about to read is response to that leak video that she just played.
So here we go. And y'all drop some crowds in the chat for King Wesley in the building, and said that this is for the royal queen to make sure she is fed well, period. Y'all drop some crowds in the chat for King West. Mr. West, thank you so much, West. I appreciate you. I'm gonna eat real. I'm gonna give you something real good, something that I can go get and last all day. Hola, Olondra, ¿cómo estás? Here we go. So I'm going to show you guys. And now this here statement is on Morgan_TT. You can give her a follow. She was here earlier. You can give her a follow. She really kind of breaks down and why she voted for how it made her feel. And also to why she is voting, endorsing Jasmine Crockett. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Thank you, Shauna, for becoming a super fan. I appreciate you. Drop some crowns for Shana for becoming a super fan. You get access to like 50 more stickers, you guys. So I just wanted to play this so I can bring it back so I can make it big. I can pause it and I can read it to you guys. So I'm going to read it out loud for those who, if it's just not big enough for you. Pause. Official statement from James Talarico on Crockett's leaked negative attack plans. This morning, Punchbowl News reported that on a private call with billionaire mega donors, Jasmine Crockett's team outlined plans to release negative attack ads on fellow Democrat James. Put a 1 if you heard in that previous video them saying they're going to release negative ads attacking Talarico. Put a 2 if that's not what you heard at all. I'm just trying to figure it out. In response, James Talarico releases the following statement. Throughout this campaign, I have called Congresswoman Crockett a colleague and a friend. I've said this primary should be a positive race focused on our track records and our experience. And if it was based on our track records, I'm still on your ass. But anyways, Texas Democrats should not spend precious time and money attacking each other when we face the Herculean task of flipping a seat in November. But if the Congresswoman plans to attack me, I will defend my record defeating, I don't know what that says, if anybody has those 2 missing words.
Republican.
Oh, defeating Republican extremism and delivering for working people. That's what he said. And shout out to Nichelle said, agreed. This is super. Hey! Oh, yeah. Midnight, thank you for becoming a super fan. Thank you so much. Drop some crowns for Midnight. You guys, yes, you can become a super fan, get access to more what's that called? Stickers, as well as the Discord. So if you need access to the Discord, just message me or any of my mods and we'll get that link to you. Agreed that Nichelle comment, agreed this is super messy. He's already gotten the issue reaching Black voters. Why release this? And it sets the stage for her clarifying their differences as an attack. Now, let me be clear. I'm voting blue in November, but I'm voting for her in the primaries, right? And it does when she tries to cite the differences, they want you to know she's attacking me off the rip. When you hear it, take it as an attack, right? And that's not. And like y'all said, we should be able to critique our candidates, but he's already setting the tone that when she critiques me, it's an attack. Hey Amanda, how's it going? And so thank you for being a friend. Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Kayla, thank you so much for becoming a super fan. Drop some crowns for Kayla in the chat as well. You guys also get access to the Discord and stickers. So now I'm going to play the video that, like Nichelle says, not on her website, but maybe this is where he thought he was being attacked at, and it's given very Karen white woman tears for me. And if anybody want to make a statement before I play the video,
just really quick,
yeah,
if it's okay.
Yeah,
it's more than him saying I will attack if I have to, I will respond. He already did. Did you see that first sentence where he said that she was on a call with her multi-billionaire backers?
I clocked that.
Yeah, he's already clapped back, Pookie. You already clapped back, Pookie.
Yeah.
Okay, now you better get ready. That's it.
I was thinking, how did he know they're mega millionaire? I guess you can kind of look them up, but like mega millionaire donors. Yeah, but he did say that. I did clock that. I was like,
yeah. Meanwhile, he has a picture of Miriam Adelson by his bedside.
But did any of them look like billionaires to you?
They didn't, and I don't want to be judgmental. You know what I mean?
I don't want to be judgmental. No, I'm just.
But they did.
It's just not.
No, they didn't. They look like normal people.
They look like.
What we do know from
Terrence's
presentation is that.
Yeah,
that's what billionaires look like. That's why you can't pick them out.
Yeah,
real low key, like real billionaires don't.
That's why I said I can't be judgmental because they don't. They would be in the cut. So I'm not quite sure.
Walk around looking like Gilligan.
So I'm not quite sure. So that's why I said maybe if you want to look into the names on there, there's a Lydia Williams, Drew Perringsinger, Rebecca Marquise, Ross Militech or something like that. We got Jason Lee, Terrence Woodbury, and Carol Ramal. I mean, not even the background looks, but hey, I'm not, you never know.
Unless they went to a coffee shop.
Yeah, but multi-billionaires.
Because one billionaire has a bunch of little bowls like that.
Mega billionaires don't go to the coffee shop. They go to their office.
I know you can't. I know you can't judge. I mean,
but it don't look like it. Off the rip, I wouldn't.
Right. I live in Austin, and you'll literally see millionaires in flip flops and khaki shorts. And that wasn't the point that I was making. It's more of like what Sajid was saying about the disingenuous lie. Mm-hmm. Like he made it. And by the way, do we see Jasmine on this call? What was the first line? Jasmine and her billionaire donors. Right, Jasmine's not on that call. I was just pointing that out.
Hold on, let's
it looks like Lisa just said that Punchbowl reported them as billionaire donors.
Punchbowl reported that on a private call with billionaire donor Jasmine Crockett, team outline. And then so when Punchbowl said this, and that's another reason why you probably shouldn't have jumped out there. If Punchbowl said this, you haven't verified it with her. We haven't. Nothing has even came out.
Correct.
Why would you just run out there to make a statement? Why are you so anxious? Either your team ain't really your team, you hired the wrong team, and all of this leads to you're not the one for the seat too. I think we're also not paying attention to that. The fact that your team, you're unprepared. Why would you jump out there? This maybe not yet. Throughout this campaign, I have called Congresswoman a colleague. I've said this primary should be this, that, and the other. But if Congresswoman plans to attack me, I will defend my record. And delivering for the working people. So I don't even get why. Shout out to Artize. Thank you so much for the love and showing love to the panel as well. So I'm about to play the ad that has most recently came out. Again, not on her website, as Nichelle said. Here we go.
Maybe he saw the Punchbowl news, just because the Punchbowl news had an article right before that one that said that Jasmine was leading the race above Talarico. Maybe that's why he was on that website checking it out. Oh, shit.
Setup. I think he's still accountable, but I smell a setup, and his team got out in front of it, and he's riding with it. And it's like he better get out real quick. If he did not sanction this and sign off on this, he better come out and be like, and say that and fire them, because nothing else will fly.
Yeah.
Because this is your name on the letterhead.
Mm-hmm.
Your name's on the marquee, bro.
I agree with you, Stacey, and I'm about to go to Punchbowl right now and find out like who's behind that. The thing is, he did sign off on it. It didn't say, hey, this is a message from the campaign. It's like the first part of the letter is the statement is the summary of why they're responding, and at the very bottom, it's Talarico's quote from his mouth. I don't even know. I agree with you. I think it is a setup. I think it was super messy, and I'm going to say it again. One of his political consultants is Liz L.I.S. Smith. She's been problematic too. So I'm gonna leave that there.
All right, here we go. Now I'm about to play the video, and you guys just watch and tell me where to attack at.
While communities are being attacked by their own government, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is fighting back.
They are turning us into Nazi Germany.
Crockett voted against ICE funding, will impeach Kristi Noem, and hold them all accountable. Crockett fights for us.
That's it.
Was that video out before the statement?
No. After the statement.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. They got it out over their skis, and now this makes them look. I think that the Crockett team was hella on point to release this because it highlights the fact that they got out over their skis. Now they have egg on their face. Where's the attack? Everybody's gonna be like, "Where's the attack?" Contrast is not attack.
Well, Stacey, the other part of this is that she's simply reiterating what she said in the recent, I guess you could say Q&A. You can call it a debate, but it really wasn't a debate. To me, I saw it more as a Q&A where they were asked questions. And she stated very clearly how she would handle ICE. And he stated very clearly how he would go with the flow. I'm just being real. All she's doing is reiterating the very same things. I'm sorry, guys, I've been coughing again. The very same things that she was saying on the panel, being questioned. And this really is when we say don't step in front of the pew pew. If it don't apply to you, don't step in front of it. Here we go again. She's stepping in front of this, and more so, it's self-victimization in this. Michelle said it earlier for me. It's a self-victimization, and the specific wording that was used that really goes to setting the default to try to make Jasmine look like an aggressive, angry Black woman. And this is what I said earlier too. We don't get and this is where his disconnect is with the Black community, and also understanding what's on the line here. We don't get to be individuals. He's speaking from a very privileged spot. We don't get to be individuals. If a Black woman does something, all of us get pulled in there with her. So this is him playing, whether he knows it or not, this is him playing into a kind of plant the seed of seeing how many people will play into putting her in a specific light, and then him being able to say, well, I didn't really do anything. My hands are off of it. I just, and that's so convenient. And here's the thing, he understands what's on the line too. So he knows that people are, if we're really trying to stop Republicans on a massive level, he knows that people are going to say, well, we have to vote blue, even if he's just being passive. That's the situation, and I feel like he's exploiting that situation in this as well. As I sit here and just chew on a lot of this, he's exploiting the situation of understanding that people are going to vote blue no matter what, in order to try to stop the bleeding and the damages that have been caused under this MAGA party. Over.
And I did want to play Erica's video if anybody didn't have anything else to say really quick, because I wanted to play this video too. Well, yeah. So let me go.
Oh, let me see something real quick. Just got first two things before I do this PSA announcement. Someone said, who is this? Rach, you are so on point, because there is someone else who pulled this move that we don't realize, and I haven't really heard anybody. Bibi Netanyahu literally pulled this same move in 2019 when they ended up with a tie and having to have two people lead Israel now. And what he did was he literally stated, planted a seed, and I'm not going to say the full statement of, do we really want the Arabs having power? That's the seed that Netanyahu planted in his campaign speech or his radio announcement and put out in documents for Israelnaut to make sure that they kind of understood a subliminal fear or bias, tapping into a bias against the opposition party. Now, with that said, there are 154 people. I know my eyes are dry, but 154 people in this room. We appreciate your tapping. If we could please we have all these special elections coming up. We understand what's at hand. Even if you're not, I'm not from Texas. But understanding what's playing out in each of these states is so critical for all of us, because if you see this playbook played out in your state, when you have a special election, you need to be paying attention to patterns. We need to be understanding how they are viewing candidates right now. And we have a tendency, correct me if I'm wrong, Jess, of when we have our primaries, sometimes we go so vicious that if the other person ends up being the candidate, then it's very hard for people to go then and back them, and we send people out to the opposition.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be careful about this. I'm tired of that type of political play. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you're right on it, Stacey. So this is why, even if you're not from Texas, you need to be paying attention to this and pay attention to the game. So let's tap the screen. Let's try to get this up to 250K.
Yes.
Just moving right now. If we can tap the screen and do that, let's also make sure you get your daily hearts. Get your daily hearts in so that we can. Jessica ain't never on this early, but something woke her spirit today, y'all. Something woke this child's spirit. So let's go ahead.
Ancestors.
The ancestors said, "Wake up, bitch,
rise,
wake up.
queen, rise up. We got work to do.
Rise up, Jessica." So let's go ahead and give her your daily heart. Go ahead and try to get those live goals out of the way so that we can make sure that other people, be them, especially if they're in Texas, but be them trying to understand what's happening nationwide in these special elections, are aware of what's going on. So let's go ahead and get those live goals taken care of. Tap the screen to 250, and please, by all means, Jessica's bio has her pay links. Right now, TikTok is not what it used to be. So your gifts are so much appreciated. If you really want to help her get this, because I know she's trying to do other movements, and we have Wall as well. We are what's left. If we can get those her pay links, you can donate there. But let's go ahead and get 250. Gift the panel if you like what you're hearing, and I will shut up and we will start listening to. We'll listen to the reality of what's being said instead of constantly quoting. How about that?
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate all you guys being here. Definitely show my panel some love. I appreciate you guys. And then yes. Okay, that was the ad. Here is the video. It's about roughly 5 minutes. So and of course sometimes they say stuff where I may stop it and chime in. You know, I'm all for a little commentary. But here we go.
Comes to our Senate race here in Texas. All right, friends, I really was undecided when it comes to our Senate race here in Texas. Not anymore. Once Allred exited and we had Talarico, who I was supporting, and then Jasmine Crockett, I said, okay, let's figure out who we support between these two. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch how they campaign, learn more about both of them, their qualifications and all that. And I meant that sincerely. I was like, I'm going to share information on my platform. I'm going to interview both. I'm going to ask questions of both. And because I don't play about my state and people meddling in our state races without having the foundational knowledge, I said I'm gonna correct misinformation. I've had to do that more for Crockett because they've been out here being real negative and saying things that just aren't accurate about Texas, about Crockett and all of that. But then I was kind of getting pushed this way, but then the press release from James Talarico's team yesterday sent me over the edge. I will be supporting Jasmine Crockett because this release, I just felt like it was misdirection. It was not telling the whole story. And I also felt like it did not account for the negativity that Crockett has had to contend with that he has not. So in the release, they say Jasmine Crockett, it's the headline. It's the subject line of the email I got. Jasmine Crockett is going to start releasing negative ads. And then when you read it, it's like playing this whole like, oh, but I didn't do that. She's making this race dirty. I've been friendly and all these different things like that. It doesn't say what the negative ads are going to be. There aren't any ads currently. And it also plays into this idea of like, I'm trying to play very fair and nice and she's making it nasty. And I just don't think that is a fair kind of assessment of what's happening in this race. When Jasmine Crockett entered this race, I have never seen such nastiness online about a Texas race from people who don't even go here. People in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Washington, D.C., up here spreading misinformation about her in a race they can't even vote in. It was astonishing to me to watch this happen. And it was so bad that Talarico even had to have a video himself saying, I don't support this. We don't support racism or misogyny. We like Crockett. She's a good person. She's a colleague of mine. She's a friend. And so if you have to release that video, that means that you are fully aware of how nasty it got online. towards Crockett, which means that, and you know how a campaign works, whether it comes directly from the campaign's followers, from these surrogates or these consultants, or even these self-appointed surrogates, no matter how it gets out there, she has to respond to it the same way that she responds to it when it comes directly from the candidate's mouth. She does. That means playing defense and also playing offense as well. And so to act as though that she has not been on the receiving end of so much negativity, her record analyzed, well, not I say analyzed, but honestly, people read the first page of her record. They don't read the whole book, and they run to the internet to make posts about her record. To act as though that she has not been on the receiving end of negativity and run and say she's going to release a negative ad against me, beyond. The video, there's a video from her campaign with her campaign manager, who is Jason Lee, ironically, Jackson Lee, Sheila Jackson Lee's son. He is talking about the negativity online, about how she's going to be working to provide contrast between her and her opponent. He talks about just like trying to show her record and all that. To me, he doesn't explicitly say that we're going to run all these negative ads about Talarico. He doesn't say that. But there's a need for her to get out there and start releasing ads to show what she stands for, to show her record, to show what she's actively working on as a member of Congress, as a person working in our federal government currently, right? So to say that, oh my God, they released the ad today, a digital ad, nothing about anybody else but her and her record. So that really bothered me. I've asked Talarico directly, are you behind this? Behind the negative things about her online? He says no. We'll stand on that. There's a lot of consultants who don't live in our state, who I don't think mean us well either, who are all in our business. And I think that they are helping to start up some of this as well, particularly the consultant Liz Smith. If you read her record and the campaigns that she's worked on, the people that she's gone after, and you see what Crockett has dealt with online, it looks real familiar. It looks real familiar. And so,
and does Liz Smith work for him?
Yeah, she's one of his consultants. All I'm going to encourage people to do is type in LIS Smith. Look at her record. Scandal. There's some issues there. Yeah, for sure.
I'm predicting she's about to go the way of Kristi Noem.
She's advising him. She's advising him.
Okay, here we go. Back to the video. We got like a minute left, y'all.
I don't want no parts of that. Honestly too, I'm just telling you, like, this is what sent me over. But Crockett has more experience in the federal government. She, I think at the debate, she really showed how her plans that she has for key things like our Supreme Court, impeachment, all these important things that are important to me as a lawyer that is thinking about how do we criminally approach this? How do we change our systems and structures so this can't happen again? And she's ready for that as a lawyer, as a former public defender. And so that's where I'm at right now. I may continue to show things from both sides, but I'm just telling y'all now that your girl is biased, and I feel justified in being biased in support of Crockett. You do what you want to do, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. There it is. All right, friend.
Love me some Erica.
Me too. And just in case you guys missed the ad, this the ad.
While communities are being attacked by their own government, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is fighting back.
They are turning us into Nazi Germany.
Crockett voted against ICE funding, will impeach Kristi Noem, and hold them all accountable. Crockett fights for us.
And that's something I've been saying before this ad came out, that Crockett has been fighting for us. She has a track record of fighting for us, for all people.
She's scrappy.
And
I like it. Yeah. I really do think that this was a very strategic, pointed, on purpose ad release. I don't know what they got in the queue, but they were like, yeah, let's go with this one, because it's such a stark contrast to what the accusation is.
Can you play the other video, because he lied about Liz? Hold on. What? Yeah. One second. I got another one. And let me know if
James Talarico.
This is the one you're talking about, right? Hold on. It gotta load up. Give me a second. You're talking about, I think this is, yes.
Rico is a liar, and I'm ready to.
This one right here. That's the one you're talking about, right, Taylor? I'm assuming that's what she's talking about, and that's what we're gonna play. All right, here we go.
To talk about it. I was genuinely committed to James Talarico is a liar, and I'm ready to talk about it. I was genuinely committed to staying out of the Senate race as I've worked with James in good faith as a community leader, and we've had productive collaborations when it comes to criminal justice stuff. Also, on the flip side, I lead organizations in his community that harm has been done. I wanted to stick to the facts of this race and be neutral and keep my personal experiences out of it because I thought the race deserved that. But silence has a cost. And when you're lied to directly, neutrality becomes complicity. And I'm a lot of things, but complicit in chaos, that ain't one of them. So let's get into it. Multiple advocates, organizers, influencing leaders over the past couple months have asked the Talarico campaign one question in particular. Is Liz Smith connected to your campaign, paid or unpaid? In fact, I asked James directly, eye to eye, and he thanked me for my question. He said it had been a rumor and he wanted to address it head on. He said, no, full stop. I thanked him for his honesty and we moved on. I trusted the man. Well, today I learned that was a bold.
Just like Marianne Adelson or whatever. This says new Democrat group pushes fresh faces as party brand sinks. The bench targets somebody and Senate races and Democrat candidates ranging from progressives to centrists. Anyways, here we go.
Face lie. So who is Liz Smith, you may ask, and why do we care? Well, do you remember that 168-page report from the New York Attorney General confirming Andrew Cuomo's sexual misconduct and the coordinated effort to smear those survivors? Yeah. Liz Smith, she was all over those emails and texts. She not only helped defend the predator, but then went on to spin a narrative and smeared those brave women who spoke out. And while we're here, let's talk about that grassroots campaign for the people because money talks, right? Well, talk's also cheap, especially when you sign a public letter demanding that a Democratic candidate in Travis County renounce Republican money, and then the next day you take a $50,000 plus check from Miriam Adelson's PAC, the same billionaire who is Trump's top funder at more than $250 million and $14 million to AIPAC. Yeah, that same AIPAC that y'all like to attack Jasmine Crockett for taking money from with no receipts. You can't posture as anti-billionaire while quietly cashing billionaire GOP checks. Make it make sense, please. And this right here is why people don't trust politicians. And let me be very clear, I'm not asking for perfection. But what I am tired of is hearing this narrative about this ideal Christian man who goes around lying to voters with his right hand and is taking money from the corrupt government officials Jesus teaches us to stand up against with his left, while the consultants are also spreading narratives that Jasmine Crockett can't win and is not electable because she's Black. And let me add this. As a woman of faith, I believe God forgives, but accountability starts with truth. And I was lied to. So now we're talking about it. Voters, please do your research. Ask hard questions and stop letting people like Liz Smith lie to y'all and treat y'all like children. James Talarico.
Because you think they're going to tell us? I can't tell you. I can't get caught with my hand in the cookie jar. And I can't get caught telling my sister to go put your hand in the cookie jar and bring me the cookie back. What are you talking about? Anybody want to add to that?
Who's that creator? Just
I am,
He was a liar, and I'm ready to talk about it.
Oh, my bad. Angel Carroll. IANGELCARROL. Oh, this is her account. Activist, entrepreneur, banned from the Texas state capitol for peacefully protesting. Go on out there and do that work. So this seems to be her account. You know how some people take other people's content sometimes, but it seems to be her. We'll see. But yeah. Any thoughts, anybody? Because then after this, I'm gonna shut it down so we can come back for the debate. I know I said 4, but we're gonna move it to 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I just want to grab some food and we're gonna raid Casso. But I want to get everybody's thoughts on that. Yes, of course, Angel. Go ahead.
Okay, he at least he endorsed Gina Hinojosa, and I'm still researching her to see if she's a good fit so far.
Mm-hmm.
I do like her. She's about education and not in the sketchy way with the voucher and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. But he endorsed her. So did Jasmine Crockett for governor. Just to make sure we're all on the same page here.
Mm-hmm. Because
Thank
we
you so
got
much
to
for
get Abbott
having
out
me.
there. We got to get Abbott out of this motherfucker.
Just guess who signed to impeach Kristi Noem?
Who? Jasmine Crockett?
Not Talarico. Not Talarico. It was Jasmine.
Kristi Noem is a bird-legged hoe. I said Kristi Noem is a bird-legged hoe. Kristi Noem is a bird-legged hoe. That hoe has got to go.
I fell out when I saw that.
Just stop.
Oh,
I
it's so
fell
good.
out when I saw that. It's a bop. It's a bop.
banger, man.
Oh my
Guess who visited Liam Ramos in the detention center?
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett, not James Talarico.
I'm be highlighting all of the things she did. Everybody bring an accomplishment. Bring like 3 to 5 of them, just in case somebody says yours. Bring your Jasmine Crockett accomplishments to the live when we break down the debate later on. I know I said 4. It's gonna be. I'm moving it to 5 so I can go get, because I didn't plan on coming live this morning. I'm literally woke up and I look. I said, "Damn, I just popped up. Is it late?" I looked at the phone. It's 8. I said, "Damn, I'm up early." I checked my messages. I was like, "What the fuck? Oh hell no! I told y'all, nigga." And I thought about Saji too. I just can't trust no way. I told y'all, nigga. She didn't say that, but she said, I don't trust him. And so I said, no, I gotta go live. I ain't got no makeup on. I just did my morning
Glass
face
skin,
routine.
queen. Glass skin. Don't need no
Thank
makeup.
you. And I just said,
He's like a Pinocchio, but instead of his nose growing, it's his ears. Every time he lies. Listen, you can't stop me, because here's what I wanted to say earlier, okay? No, we're not going to wait. YT people, YT men have been attacking Black women preemptively, without being pushed, without being provoked or whatever. They have always started the violence. They have always started this. And I always hear, again, this is just me, a person from the outside of the community. It always seems as though Black people being attacked is always put on the back of the line. We'll get to it later. We'll address it later. We'll play it cute for now. We'll see what happens. We'll do. And then, like, people need to know not to fuck with Black women. You know what I mean? And I say this also to, like, indigenous people, Latinos. We're past the time of being above the grain, whatever the fuck. All of this,
we done
acting
going
polite,
taking the high road, bitch.
Exactly. All of this, like being professional, sounding professional, keeping our head down, it's never worked. So I think my strategy is, I'm gonna fucking attack first, bitch. Yes, you look like a motherfucking elf on the shelf. Your ears are growing every time you lie, and I don't trust you, bitch.
I'm
You
not waiting for you to come at
attacked.
me. I'm coming at you now, bitch.
Seriously, I'm not gonna sit here waiting until we're focused. The thing that happens is we're always waiting, and I'm talking about the left. We're always waiting, and we get to a point where we're doing damage control instead of fucking offense. We gotta start with the offense.
Who? Anybody else wants to go next?
Yeah, I wanted to also say the other part of this is that we often see them forget, like, because they will get their mouth popping off, what will happen, and they start attacking especially Black women, people will then forget what originally happened, and now she just looks like the angry Black woman. And it's, offense needs to start happening. However, offense didn't even happen, and like, no one even, this is just a factual video that she put out reiterating the point. And definitely, Saji, definitely the point that when you made the point that he is pussyfooting, and I feel also, and this is a feel moment, I don't necessarily do these very often, that she is just gaining so much traction despite the amount of money that he throws out there, because he is being so neutral with his statements in these times, he is desperate, or somebody on his staff is having him act in such a manner. But I digress. I think it's fucking both, to be honest with you. I think it's fucking both. Over.
Thank you. Any last words, Stacey?
No, just to keep, looking for the wins and doing the work. That's my thing. We got to bring it home. Calling out his bullshit, but also considering to keep it balanced and to really, I love your idea of bringing 4 of her accomplishments to the live, because that is really going to move the needle. I think if he has nefarious intentions, he's just gonna, this will just be the beginning, and it will continue, and he will tell on himself, and we can call it out and laud all of her good deeds.
Thank you so much.
I have a question for the live. Okay, and I know I'm being annoying, but you know how this topic gets me, okay, Jess? It's your fault. Here's my thing. I have a question. Put a 1 in the chat if Jasmine Crockett ever said something and you blamed her campaign manager.
Sure.
Ooh. Ooh. Put a 2 in the chat. If you never even thought about her campaign manager and whatever she said, you put it on her.
Thank you, Queen. Drop some crowds for Queen in the chat. Queen, I was being very strategic. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You said put a 2 in the chat. If what?
I said put a 1 in the chat if Jasmine Crockett has ever said anything and you blamed it, or you wondered if it was her campaign manager. Put a 2 in the chat if you've only held her responsible for the things that she says, and then wonder why we even bring up his campaign manager as if he's not a grown-ass man.
Thank you
Such
so
a
much. Thank you,
great
Queen. Green alternatives. Any last words? We'll go to Michelle, and then we'll shut it down. If you can, we can close out our last gift goal for this here live, and we'll be back at 5 o'clock. We're gonna rate Casso afterwards. Casso speaks. He is on. We'll rate him after we end the live. Make sure you go in there and say Jessica Ray drop crowns, but we'll be in here in about 10 minutes. Green.
My last word is going to be combined with what I've been saying. First of all, we all, if we're not already, need to follow Jasmine Crockett. Not everybody's following her, and we need to be reposting her message to, increase her social media reach, because they're imposing a lot of constraints on her reach. And the other thing is to really, whenever we see videos like what you just played, to really put it out there, to be conscious, not just consume, but actively be the army that really push these things out. It actually makes a difference. If you don't live in Texas, you're not in San Antonio, you're not able to do anything on the ground, a little quick snap of a finger on your phone, just a quick tap to repost, to follow that person that's, and support them, especially the host right now, that, people that are bringing Jasmine to the
not the internet hating.
help her get to her goals, and so that we could get more eyeballs on this issue. That's my last word.
Thank you so
for
much,
having
Green.
me.
You're welcome back at any time. We'll be back. We'll be breaking down a debate later at 5. You're welcome to come back and add any input as well as to, again, if you guys who'll be coming back, please bring like 3 to 5 Jasmine accomplishments as well. I think it's important that we highlight, her accolades. Michelle, we're gonna end with you, my Texas Queen, as well. What you got before we get out of here?
Once again, thank you for doing this. It's crazy that we were all like-minded, because I woke up and it was like, I think the second thing that I saw, and then I saw that you were alive. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I think it is super important. I think it's an important development it's like you said, it's just more information as, we arm ourselves with the information so that we can make an informed choice. And again, I'm just going to keep saying it, because I know with the 100 people in here, the 200, 1,000, it doesn't matter. You're not all Texans, and so, but you're on this app, right? And so when you see this information, respectfully as a Texan, clock it.
posting and engaging with her content is wonderful. Boots on the ground, phone banking, doing all those things too. But we were all here and saw the damage that was done, and specifically in the social media space. And so that's a place where we can collectively make an impact as well. You come in here, you listen, and you learn, and that's wonderful. But the call to action is always going to be what you do when you get off the app. So that's going to be in person, kind of what Green was talking about. But I'm saying if you're staying in the app and you see problematic comments and chats or posts, you've learned something today, and make sure that you clock it. And thanks again, Jess.
Of course. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for being here. This morning, again, my spirit said, my answer said, bitch, get your ass up. Do you know what the hell is going on? They're not finna keep playing with us. Cause I think when that 92% of numbers came out when Kamala Harris ran, it just the collectiveness, the consciousness, the spirit, the vibration and the frequency that all, most Black people, especially most Black women, the 92% just that overcame their body. I feel like it really awakened our ancestors. You know what I mean? And they have been more active here lately. So thank you all for being here. We'll be back at 5. We're going to continue to break down the debate. Caribou, thank you for the kiss. I was just about to say, if anybody else, we got 4 more kisses to knock out the goal. We don't like to leave goals unmet, but the bottom one we'll get to it when we get back as well. Thank you all for being here. We're about to raid Casso Speaks. CASSOSPEAKS. He was on last night for We Are What's Left Wednesday. Again, a directory of creators to help break the algorithm, to spread truth, who all fight for something different, but we all want the same thing. Thank you guys so much. What up, Crypto? Long time no see. So we'll be back at 5 p.m. I got to get me some food. I have not eaten. This is literally the first thing that I did. I appreciate you, Queen. When you get over there, say Jessica Ray, Jessica Ray, Jessica Ray. It's probably gonna be at least 1,000 people in there. So make sure you put it in there 3 times and drop crowns with it as well. Drop crowns, drop crowns. We're rating Casso Speaks. Casso Speaks, Casso Speaks. Don't meet me there, beat me there. And I will see you over.